Good music, good times.
One good thing about music, when it is
good music, good times. Delivering the best.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh. Getting real fancy up in here, boy. Papa, when you have money, you see that, right? Gigi, good morning. So good morning to the team at Trouble in the Morning. Right now, the official host and moderator of the show is Gigi this morning. So start your thing, Gigi.
Good morning.
Sleep plenty.
Should I tell the story about how you just dip on us right before the New Year's ball drop?
Before the what?
Before the ball drop for New Year's, should I tell them how you just dip on us one time?
If I'm allowed to defend myself, yeah.
Go on and defend yourself. Let me hear this.
I came here. Kareem had a 1.75 liter of Hennessy. The Hennessy got the better of me. I remember I went to the car to get a rag to wipe up something, and before I know it, I bounced the starter and I was home. I really wasn't, my intention wasn't to leave, but I wasn't coming in here with all here. I could tell you that I was too dirty. Well, I look like jamming up on the people. And you see Kareem's sweater? I look like an expensive sweater.
I come to wish you a happy New Year and mine gone.
Well, you could have said my text, it would have been just as effective.
I told you you're blasted disrespectful in a voice note.
Well, that's not a way you call it. But good morning to you and yours. Morning to everybody on the Trouble in the Morning. Morning, guys.
Let me check out this chat real quick. See who's with us this morning.
It's the start of the new year, so we have what we call morning to Bertel. Morning.
Yeah, morning to Jason. Morning to Melissa. We already getting some happy birthdays with the voice of God this morning.
Yo, I just want to say that I am kind of upset that the voice of God ruined this entire party today. We had a whole bit. We could tell you now since we're not doing it anymore.
We did.
We had a whole party planned for you. Zola was supposed to come and serenade you today. We had cake, we had food, we had the whole 9 yards for you today. But now you had to come with this stupidness. Who tell him to, you see? You see that glass where you have in the back the voice of God? I think that's where you had to stay from now on. Because I find you, I find your immune system a little weak, brother. Morning to you and yours. Trouble in the morning. Good morning, guys. Morning, Kyle. You guys share the live, share the live. We're starting up. Shandy's going to be here in a few. Playing one of my favorite tunes today. This is Patrice Roberts.
Good morning to Garvin. Good morning to Nicole. Good morning, Kyle. Happy New Year, everyone.
How you guys celebrating the New Year's? Let us know. Let us know. Good morning.
Time for no drama. Misperforming on stage, I'm singing the soca. Yeah, that is life, I can't complain. When things nice, it's felt like rain. This feeling I can't explain. I promise you right now, better days are coming, coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming. Change your ways.
Good morning, Tay. It's been a while. They said, good morning, guys. I'm having my New Year's. Nice. She's eating lovely breakfast, watching you guys on, and the kids enjoying the vibes as well as the music. Good morning to Tay. It's been a while since Tay has been with us. Tay loves the action and the antics. Yeah, morning, Tay. Later on today, guys, we have 2 live performances for you guys. Pleasant good morning to you, Lima, as well. Morning, Lima. Happy New Year to you and your family. Today, we're going to be speaking to the super producer, Anson Pro. He's going to be in the building today.
Yeah, we've also got Zola coming in live.
Yeah, she's going to be here. Also, BMW is going to be here. He's going to be releasing a new song as well. Morning, BMW. Morning to Zola. They're going to be here at around 11:10. And then we're going to get some crazy vibes up in here. Going to get up out your seats and dance. Morning to Shandy. She's here in the building as well. Morning, Shandy. When we come back, we jump right into the news. Top of the morning to you and yours. T, Scully hasn't been with us for like a year and a half now. Well, not that long, but like a year now. Yeah, like a whole year, Scully. That's how long you haven't been with us, T. Good morning to Redman. Morning. So, Morning to you and yours. You guys just continue to share the live. Continue to share the live. Let us know how was the New Year's, how you enjoyed everything for the New Year. You see us struggling over there. Hey, so good morning to Gigi, morning to Shandy as well. And it is now time for this.
Controversial.
It's not against the law for me to speak my mind.
Hard-hitting reality.
She can't say what Camille thought. She doesn't know that. She's not Camille.
Trouble in the Morning has your news headlines.
Don't wake that ass.
Definitely good morning to you and yours. Good morning to everyone locking into Trouble in the Morning. Good morning to Shandy. She's in the building. Shandy, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we could hear you. I don't think Gigi has you on yet.
We working on it.
Gigi doesn't have you on. Gigi is not paying attention to the board. Gigi input on
Gigi
Shandy
is making
mic.
sure.
Gigi needs Shandy mic on.
Gigi is
That's it.
making sure that
Guys,
the rustling
today
and
is
bustling going
today
on.
is Gigi's first day on the board, so
Can you imagine
I'm
if I put
going
Shandy
I'm
on?
going to attack her on the board every
Listen.
single chance I get because
Alright.
she sits right next to me every show. So
And every show
every
he has
show.
never done the camera. I doing the camera and the board, and you don't want me to be. I know Shandy don't want me on camera with her putting hand sanitizer and all kind of nonsense. So,
Well, you see, the
Tapping
thing
eyes.
about this whole business here is, right, it's very simple. You are the show's producer. You just got the role of the show's producer, so you should have been. It's like me coming into a pharmacy and don't know nothing about drugs now. You understand? So,
Is the mic even on?
yeah, you're on,
It's
you're on.
but I can't hear myself.
Yeah. Check your headphone levels there. Everybody good to go?
Okay.
How was the New Year's, Shandy? I know I saw you briefly before the New Year's, but after the New Year's, we didn't. So, first time meeting for the New Year's?
It is the first time I'm meeting for the New Year.
And how was the New Year?
The New Year was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep? Or you went out?
I did not go out. It's COVID.
All right, that's
that's
good.
right.
I have a whole baby to think about.
You're
and
absolutely
and a
right.
10-year-old. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was living through people's lives who did go out.
Yeah. I was
Listen, if I knew
definitely
what-
out there living through people's lives. Well, actually, no, I was sleeping, so I ain't even gonna lie, come up in here and lie. I was sleeping. Good morning to you and yours. You guys just continue to share the live. Trouble in the Morning. We are here, and I know there is an uptick in the COVID vaccine, that the COVID numbers. All right. You guys just be safe out there. I say for the New Year's, going into the New Year's, we really ain't trying to have too much. We're gonna just bring you the play-by-play reports if something really happens in the COVID. But right now, we want to talk about one of the most pressing stories that I've seen here in a long time. All right.
What, the stimulus?
Yes, let's go right into the stimulus because I know everybody. Now, with that being said, $600 stimmy hit. Who got it? You got your stimmy yet?
No,
You got one? No,
I didn't do my taxes last year.
I ain't gonna
I'm
get
not
no
getting
stimmy.
it till next year.
I ain't not getting a stimmy period. If you guys in the chat room got your stimulus, let us know. And
I
let
do
us know what you
some
spent it
people
on.
that got it.
I know somebody get a stimulus check and they went straight in the liquor store and they bought 3 bottles of liquor and poured it on the floor. Yeah.
The $600.
Yeah, pretty much it was saying like it's a slap in the face. The Hannah man $600 now.
You know what? $600 is a little bit of groceries at least.
Yeah,
something.
$600 is better than nothing at this point in time. I hate it. I was with the 2K. That was the one time I was like actually supporting Trump, but
For the $2,000.
for the 2,000, yeah.
Who knows? They might still get it. And I think you know what it is. I think
They had to run out that budget to bring in the 2021
that
budget.
too. And the next thing is like Democrats are very bossy people. Like the Republicans do, and Democrats boast. And that's just the way. That's what I've noticed. I know.
That's your observation.
That's my
Okay.
observation.
That's
Yes,
your
I've seen Sandy face.
observation?
That's my acute observation, right? Republicans do, Democrats boast. So I'm thinking they holding that so they could put it within their term, so they could get like yeah, we did that now. We handle that.
But they're
we
not the
give all
ones
their
that
too.
block that. What on earth are you talking about?
Because Mitch McConnell have a right to block what he had to block, because at the end of the day, he don't want to leave there. Remember, if he stay alive for the next how many years, he still need a job, So he can't be the man that mess up the economy because of a $2,000 stimulus check. You know, a lot of people saying, "Oh, why we can't get 2,000?" But if you think about it, you know how much people really in this America here that you have to give $2,000 to? That is a lot of money, Chad.
Do you know the text message that I got yesterday that had me in an uproar? There was one text message that I received stating that, Trump is relying on me to get myself together for December 6th.
Trump?
For January 6th, sorry.
He's relying on you to get ready.
Yeah.
What's going on January
We hope to
6th?
see you, Washington, D.C., January 6th, 2021. Reply, count me in or stop to opt out.
Oh.
So I wonder if so that kind of ties into maybe one of the stories that we're supposed to talk about. So January 6th is when
I'm not a redneck.
So January 6th is when there is a group of senators that Republican senators led by Ted Cruz, right, from Texas.
Who's Ted Cruz? A
Ted
senator?
Cruz is a senator from Texas that are planning to reject the Electoral College vote that is declared on January 6th unless there is some kind of additional, I don't know how many more audits they want to happen for this damn election, but they want one more oversight committee to oversee the election or whatever the case, or they are against it. Now, 12 senators, that's about a quarter of the Senate. But yeah, so I wonder if that's what they're waiting for. I wonder if it's this whole thing to try to, this Hail Mary to still try to overthrow the election. Although I will say Mitch McConnell did reject that idea. Like he was like, yeah, I'll stop. And
what
so
was
did
the
Mike
point?
Pence.
That's why I want to know what is the point. There's no point
Because
to the
they're
whole
trying
thing.
to put him in. The way how it's set up, of course, the Electoral College is what determines who the president is. So apparently there's a clause that says that if he has enough Republican backing, there's a possibility he could flip it and still stay in power.
What is going on in
I
America?
could be wrong, but that's what I remember.
Let me pull up the
Wrong,
story. I'm
somebody
seeing here.
can educate me there, but I'm
Nearly a
almost certain.
quarter of Senate Republicans are officially preparing to challenge President-elect Joe Biden's Electoral College win on January 6th. A stunning development that demonstrates just how far some in the Republican Party willing to go to align themselves with President Donald Trump's false claims that the election was stolen from him. The movement is led by Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, who circulated an idea among Senate Republicans of voting against certification. That is weird. I don't know. I really don't know what their aim is and what their goal is in this whole situation. I really don't know.
The goal is to keep him in power. You remember he faces a lot of jail time. That's why he pardoned
But he already pardoned everybody that could get him out, though.
Well, they did say the group of Republicans insisted their effort wasn't an attempt to thwart Biden or overturn the election, but rather aimed to protect election integrity.
That's going to be the storyline they use because they have to ploy the people. That's like Troquan and whoever bites it, they take it and go. So that's what it really boils down
But
to.
didn't they say that Trump is having his own election, was it inauguration?
He's having his own
And
rally.
there's already 165,000 people registered to go.
Well, and here's the thing too. From what I understand, in Biden's proper authority presidential inauguration, they're not allowing live guests to come in. They're not allowing people to, the normal inauguration that you would see on television. They're not allowing that. So in a way, he is going to, by default, get a lot of that uproar and that spectatorship that he wants because people want to do the left. People want to go outside. People want to show, oh, haha, Biden, you're not letting nobody come to your inauguration. We come in with our friends to Trump's.
That's the American
like,
right.
It's like madness.
We're just
madness.
crazy like that.
That man is a child. All right, moving on. The homes of Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell were vandalized this week after Congress failed to approve a measure to raise coronavirus stimulus checks to $2,000. All right. Shout out to the people who went and vandalized Mitch McConnell's home.
I couldn't even spell
You
where's right.
illiterate,
Right?
you illiterate son of a gun.
Clearly, we need some more educational programs.
But
and
it's only a stupid person go and vandalize Mitch McConnell's house. Like, you can't be too right in the head. And I really want to know who was there. Was it a...
I think a lot of these situations, it's not about they're not trying to solve anything. That's not going to accomplish anything, but it's about getting your frustrations out. It's about you screwed me, so I'm screwing you, or whatever nonsense. I don't think these people are, clearly anybody that vandalized somebody's home is not a rational person.
Clearly.
So
Clearly.
that's a mess though. I feel, That's a little crazy.
You guys, if you get your little 600, Steamy, at least try to do something with it. I can't tell you what to do with your money,
Right?
but
Throw that in the bank, man.
I saw someone posted yesterday on Facebook, and they said, you can't tell me what to do with my $600 stimulus. You know, he said, you just can't. It's not possible. You know, so they're absolutely right. Now, there was a story that happened a while back, and I'm trying to find out the corresponding story that happened.
It's all in there. Look on it from the top.
All right, so let's see if we can find the correspond. So pull up the corresponding story and then just quickly run us through.
So basically, we had internet legend Dr. Love. Now, many of you may know Dr. Love from his previous run-ins with the law. When in 2015, he was caught masquerading as a doctor at St. Mary's Medical Center, peeking in on gynecological exams and keeping a wardrobe of lab coats inside of his car. It gets better. So that was the first one. He then was arrested in 2016 after he allegedly gave physical exams and medical advice to people, including an undercover officer, as a holistic medical clinic he founded in West Palm Beach. He spent 21 months in prison. This is while he was 18 and 19 years old, right? Fast forward now, Malachi Love Robinson is now 23 years old, and it appears he may be up to some of his old tricks.
No.
That's the dude in Florida, right?
Yeah.
The 14-year-old.
This is why I think.
Well, he was 18 when he started.
They said he was 14 initially when he first started this.
This is my thing about Dr.
really?
Love, right?
This is like years ago when the story first hit. He was 14 years old when it happened.
Wow, this is my thing about Dr. Love. The man is clearly good at what the hell he's doing.
Sure is.
Listen, there was a Twitter user that said, yo, send this man to medical school so he can
He
stop
might
faking
as well send him on to medical school because I don't understand
That's how I
this
feel.
man.
Yo, somebody else wrote something like, he has dedication to his fake profession.
But as I saying, you might as well send him on. Love Robinson was arrested for fraud and grand theft this week. Police said he worked for a shipping broker and he's accused of having clients send money to his personal account instead of the company. Authorities say Love Robinson took over $10,000 that belonged to the company. Jesus Christ.
It's man, like, listen, the man, he didn't learn his lesson.
Jesus Christ, Dr. Love, big up yourself.
He's trying to figure it out, though. He was seen pleading to the person in text messages, like, please, I know I messed up. I don't want to go to jail. I hope that man seek help. He needs therapy.
No, I don't think he seeks help.
Yeah, you can't. When you keep doing something like that, is one thing. I always say it's very different when you're like desperate, you're starving, you're whatever, and you're doing some crazy something, right? But somebody who is like fraudulent like that, just so 18 years old, you probably didn't even have no bills to pay. Like something is wrong with you mentally.
But I feel like
Probably.
this is where I always say that when you're in jail, that's the time you rehabilitate the person. You go in psychologically, find out what the issue is, and root it out. Instead of just, just having them there. Like, what's the purpose of putting them in jail? High class jail for what?
Mm-hmm.
For
Jail
what?
has never rehabilitated anybody.
It's supposed to. It should.
It's supposed
It
Unless
to.
you're
should.
in
Yeah.
It should.
Netherlands.
Ideally,
Supposed to.
maybe it's a utopian society, but ideally, it's supposed to do that.
Ideally. She's a saint and a sinner. Former church pastor now makes $100K as a month as a life coaching stripper. So Shandy, enlighten us, what is a life coaching stripper? Because
I don't know how to say this. She changed professions clearly, and she wanted to find something lucrative. Nobody could go to church anymore, and so she just did the damn thing.
so she went full 180. Hey Keisha, good morning.
Full 180.
Well,
Well,
wait
no.
till I give all of this story. Keisha, I have a story for you. So just hold tight. I have a story for you. So Nicole Mitchell ditched her life as a pastor in Ohio 3 years ago and now lives in California, making a living in the sex industry. Michelle, a mom of three who describes herself as a pastor turned stripper life coach / model on her Instagram account that boasts 120K followers, charges $15 a month for sexy subscription and she only fans.
Listen,
$15 a month
listen.
for over 100,000 people.
Listen, I sat there one day and I said, you know what, maybe I should just create an OnlyFans page and just say Godspeed.
You know what? If I didn't have that daughter.
That's the only
But you
thing.
don't have
That
to
is
make
the
it
only
like, Let me
thing.
tell you something. If you see some random big pretty feet on OnlyFans, it might be me, all right? It don't have to be it don't have
Feet
to be
big, I don't know about
yourself.
pretty.
It don't have to be. Listen, manners follow me in the road, to look at my feet like in a very weird way. You could ask my child. I've had to like run away from people
Well, you need to
because I
be
find that so
Here's
weird.
a camera. Start.
You see what I'm saying? Like listen.
All right, among her blessings, Mitch Road going viral, being sought out as a life coach expert on TV, being reached out to by celebrities and stars who want to connect as collaborate, and having producers and bookers reach out to me. This is why I'm trying to figure out, because the article doesn't tell me what exactly is a life coaching stripper.
Okay, well, I don't think it's the same. I think she's kind of molded genres, right? If you look at the article, right? She became disillusioned with Christianity after mentions of her mixed race heritage and bisexuality were edited out of sermons, leading her to quit her church, right? So it seems like she realized the things that made her herself or whatever, the things she believed in didn't align with her church. She decided to be a life coach, right? There's life coaches for all kind of different professions, right? I'm not sure if she's life coaching other strippers or she's just a life coach who is also stripping. But
I felt that she was just flooding. You know how you just try to make a unique name so you could just sound so professional? I honestly feel that's what happened. That she just flooded everything together, like you just stated, and just put this nice, fluffy name to it. And then it's like, well, what is that? Exactly what you're doing now. So now you're going to have to Google it. And now you're going to be like, well, let me learn more about this individual. You're forced to learn about her. You're forced to investigate further.
That's a good point.
How much people do it on their resume?
All right, keeping her along with white people. She's white, right?
God.
I'm pretty sure she's white. Keeping her along with white people. The Soho Karen who allegedly accused 14-year-old son of a jazz trumpeter, Keon Harrell, of swiping her iPhone in a hotel had 2 brushes with the law last year. One for public intoxication and another for drunken driving. Her name is Mia Ponsetto. She's 22, whom NYPD said sources identified to the post as the woman caught on camera falsely accusing Keon Harrell Jr. Now, back in February, Mia and her mom was also arrested for disturbing the peace in a hotel room as well. So now this is not the first time she has done it, and this is not the second time she has done it. Now, I remember I was listening to the Wake Up Call right here on GMGT that starts at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on weekday mornings. I think it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, one of the days I was listening to her, and I remember the host of the show, I can't remember exactly which one of them said, one wanted to fire the person, the manager.
Yeah.
Another wanted to have the young lady arrested. I personally wanted to have her arrested for what she did, simply because I said this in my mind, and I said it while I'm watching the GMGT show. I was saying in my mind, this is not the first time she did that. Come to find out, it is not the first time she did it.
You don't feel like the way she was behaving was so erratic?
It was
immediately
so Karen.
when I saw it, but not even just Karen. I was like, the first thought I had was like, is she on drugs? Is she drunk? Like, because she was acting so erratically, like. Yes, they always a little extra, but that was like a special kind of, I don't know. It was weird. She's from California, it looks like. So they were able to identify her and, find her in California. Maybe she was visiting New York City for vacation or something. But the New York City Police Department is trying to up the charges now that they have that surveillance video and pursue charges against her. So
now I saw a New York Post cameraman actually caught her in a McDonald's drive-thru, and he asked her about the whole situation, and she pretty much said, "I'm 22 and I'm Puerto Rican."
Whoa!
I guess that was So initially, I didn't understand what that meant, but after reading the Soho Karen thing, I wonder if she was trying to say like she's not a white woman. I don't know.
Also trying.
That might be right. That might be right.
That's the only thing I could think of, because I couldn't understand where that comment came from.
Not to cut that, but how many Puerto Ricans? This is where it divides, because there's some Puerto Ricans who feel they're white, and then there's some that are black. So,
well, not only some who feel, but what society deems, right? Because it depends on how pale you are. What you could feel however you want to feel. So somebody will sit and tell you what they think you are.
Can I say something with the risk of being blackballed here? And I'm gonna say it anyway because that's who I am. Hispanics are only black when it's convenient for them. And
It all
that's just the truth.
I
about
would
the
say it
matter.
depends on which part of America you're referring to, or which part in general.
I think let's go with Dominicans and Puerto Ricans.
Dominicans would consider themselves black.
Panamanians immediately consider themselves black.
Because they've had no choice but to consider themselves black. What I'm saying is,
So Puerto Ricans has a choice and Dominicans has
what
a
I'm
choice.
in
I think
ways, right? I would tell you, as somebody who is typically the lightest person in the room, I would tell you that until very recently, I was not considered a person of color by many people, regardless of who my family is, my lineage, whatever the case. That one drop rule only, I would say, is only applies when it's convenient to the other side for me, right? And I think it's based on your experience. In the same respect, yes, I do think a lot of Hispanic people have been able to pass, or maybe didn't want to get caught up. It's like when one child get beat in the house and the other one don't, and they just put their head down and they go, "Oh, I hope you don't see me." I think a lot of that has happened as well. But I think it's a very complicated dynamic. I would not say, as somebody who is a Latino person, I wouldn't say it's as simple as one side or the other. I think it's a very even mix of pick who, when, and how, and like
Come and say
mess.
I am black Tino by way of Ponce. I don't know what that
I was
means.
about to say, is that my Carmen? It is my Carmen. Good morning,
Lies.
Carmen.
Stop with the Rican slander. Do your homework. Listen, I'm sitting right next to a Puerto Rican, so I know.
There's a man that says he's not black, so let me
I am.
take that with a grain of salt.
You're not black?
He said he's not. He said one time on our show.
Listen, I remember exactly what I said. And I said, do not refer to me as black, because I do not refer to myself racially. I refer to
As a human
myself.
being.
No, not even geographically. I refer to myself geographically rather than
Like
racially.
nationality, yeah.
So
I get it.
Americans refer to themselves as racially. They refer to themselves racially because they don't. A lot of them don't know where they're from. They really don't know where they're from. So, me being a person who knows exactly where I'm from, I could list my lineage going back all the way to the Netherlands. So I could tell you where I'm from. So I don't consider myself black in any way, shape, or form. I am a Trinidadian by birth, to a grandmother who was born to Venezuelan parents in St. Vincent, to a grandfather, right? Anson just hit us up. Anson said he's gonna be in there. He had some car troubles. He's coming. Give him 10 minutes to come in, okay? Talk to Kareem in the back there. All right. So, is there anything else that we have in the news that we? Oh, look at this. So shout out. Speaking on the topic of Vinci.
St. Vincent, yeah.
Yeah, because my grandmother, she was actually born in St. Vincent, to Venezuelan parents, and then they moved back, sort of like a Zola.
You just said that.
I just said that. So
like
I'm just
2.5 seconds ago.
yeah. So I was going to big up St. Vincent, but since the Vinci in the room has something to say,
No, I'm just saying. I just want to say. I want to know if I was hearing right.
All right, residents of the Eastern Caribbean island chain of St. Vincent and the Grenadines were advised they could be asked to evacuate their homes on Thursday after a volcano dormant for decades came back to life and began spewing ash. And my goodness, it just happened right before 2020 ended.
Yeah.
What a time. All right, the government raised the alert to orange for the volcano in La Soufrière. That's how you pronounce it, Shandy?
Yes.
La Soufrière.
Yes.
Indicating that it could erupt within as little as 24 hours. It has been like about a week now and hasn't erupted yet. So, steam gas and volcanic dome formed by lava that reaches the Earth's surface was seen over La Soufrière, located in the northern area of the St. Vincent Island, the Caribbean disaster. So now that we have a Vincentian on our panel, and I love Trouble in the Morning because
that's
it's very
right.
diverse.
Yeah, she's like, I'm American, because that's how you be playing
but
as.
I have my you have to, like, we should do a segment just on that. I have both passports, but yeah, I just want to put that disclaimer out there just in case anybody, she not born there.
She got both.
She haven't seen.
Sandra, welcome back. Happy New Year to you. A lot
But
of
yes,
people
continue,
of
go
color
ahead.
don't read or know their history. You're absolutely right, Carmen.
You're one
absolutely
of them,
right.
but I'll just leave
Who?
it at that.
What?
Go ahead. Go
Oh, they
ahead.
want to go ahead history debate?
No. Not,
no,
we don't have
no,
time
no,
today.
no,
We don't
no,
have
no,
time
early in the
today.
morning.
All right,
Jesus.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which has a popular population of over just 100,000. That's it. And always want to play bad, so
You know
has
what?
not seen volcanic activity since 1979. An eruption by the La Soufrière in the 1902s killed more than 1,000. Wow. We have a volcano in Trinidad too, you know.
You do?
Yeah, it's in Pipara. It's a mud volcano, though.
I've seen that. I
Yeah.
wanted to go there. I have yet to go.
As a Trini, I have never visited any of our national landmarks, from the Scarlet Ibis, where they just be down in the water down there, to the Pitch Lake. I never went to any of those. Hey, Amanda, good morning to you. So pretty much that's it for the entertain. This is the news segment.
Yeah,
This is
well,
not entertainment
can we talk about really quickly though how the government of St. Vincent specifically said
Oh my God.
to not go near the volcano.
And people
And
went
a
in.
bag of people going and making lives next to the volcano
But this
that
is
is
the
ashed.
thing. This is the thing.
I just want to say, I feel like these are, because it's a known fact that they have they cultivate marijuana on the slope of the volcano.
But
So
that's
people trying
So
to
then
say
that's
they
why
were
I
black?
feel like that's what happened. I feel like it's weed men that's already up there.
Stop it.
I could be wrong.
They
That's my
saving their
theory.
plans?
Weed men who are up there that just say, let me go live just so people could see what's going on. Although I did see that one person was actually from town that went all the way up because he was bored that day or something to that effect.
Like, no. I would never be that curious. Never.
Nah, man,
That's my
I
main
don't
fear
go.
why I never really climbed Soufrière, because I always said the day that I decide I'm going to climb up is the day that's going to erupt. And everybody's like, oh, it doesn't go like that. I'm like, I don't care. Anything can
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. Mm-mm.
So I never went.
There's a volcano in Panama that the people actually live in the volcano with the lava bubbling at the bottom.
What?
Yeah, you can drive into the volcano. There's roads to go into the volcano.
I'll be too scared to do that.
No, thank you.
Now you make me want to go. Hey, Happy New Year to you too, Trinidad
Let us
Madman.
take in-house heat to a whole new level.
Anson Pro is saying he doesn't see the let me pass my phone over to my producer. Just send him the link here in the thing one time. So that is it for the entertainment news. Good morning to you. And why I keep saying entertainment news? What's going on? You see,
You don't want me to do entertainment
you know what it is? You know what it is?
I won't
Shandy?
do it today.
Shandy, you know what it is? I'm sitting here, so it's everything like the whole thing just changed. Like
He-
I'm
The
not-
whole dynamic.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I'm not in my. Because usually when I say something, I have everything in front of me.
Oh,
Now
and
I'm
then
just,
it goes to burst and after I'm
yeah,
done.
I'm just here in the DJ booth, and it's kind of
It's weird.
yeah. But New Year, new me.
I'm going to send us his email because I don't know how to get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I think Kareem sent it here. I will also forward it over. So just send it. Yeah, send it to his email, ansonpromusic@gmail.com. Yeah. Good morning to Anson Pro. All right. So that's it. That's it for the entertainment news. Let's jump into oh my God, here
That
I go.
is the regular
New year, new you, right?
Yeah, boy, I don't know what's in you.
Switch up that weed.
is happening?
It's the gummies. It's the gummies.
Oh, before we go into our song, I now remember I had a story to tell. So, over the last weekend, was it last Sunday? We have a good friend to the show. She goes by the name of Keisha. Now, Keisha has these great flavored snacks that she gave
Are
to us.
delicious.
I had the gummies for like 4 days. I was scared to actually try anything at all. Shandy, you tried it.
I tried the gummies.
How was it?
I had two. I didn't know. My sister sat there.
I
and
ate
she
the
read
whole
it.
bag in one night.
In one night.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I went to sleep and wake up like regular.
Yo, that's exactly what happened.
It
I had to
didn't-
fall asleep after the two. Remember, I'm a
No,
retiree.
but I was
so-
already going to sleep, you know. I was already going to sleep. So it didn't have, I can't say it had an effect on me. I had the gummies. I tried a piece of the popcorn because I mixed the bag of gummies with it's popcorn, right? Mm-hmm. So I had that, and I don't know.
I'm afraid to try the drink.
I had a sip of it. It's delicious. The thing about it, these things are so delicious.
You
Right?
will get carried away.
Yes.
I don't want to do it.
And Dice will really had me in a whole thing. I'm thinking to myself, should I take this much? But then I did. So, but it didn't
The
really.
popcorn was delicious.
The popcorn was great.
The
yeah.
chocolate, I will tell you, definitely had me a little
don't eat
little
chocolate.
sleepy last night. A little
It had you sleepy.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was like, oh, I just get real tired, like real tired out of nowhere.
Monique said I climbed up 3 years ago and I couldn't wait to come back down.
That's
Oh,
gotta be
Soufre?
Soufre. Have to be Soufre.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Vincies out
Wait,
there.
can I also just say a quick shout out to one of our GMGT listeners, Sade, who bust down that big old pot of oil down for the station.
Can she do a
Shout out to
seafood version?
you. You have a blessed hand, woman. That's all I have to say.
I just want a
You
seafood
put too much
version.
pepper in it.
Listen to me.
No,
I
it was
don't know
good. It was
about these
good.
Americanized
banging.
Caribbean people because there was not too much pepper in that.
No,
I
it
see
wasn't-
my
I don't
pale
think it
self.
was
I
too
was
much
the only
pepper.
one like, there's not too much pepper.
I didn't think it was too much pepper. I was just really mad
Listen,
because I had to
because all they
find
didn't
out the
eat the
meat.
I
corn.
ate the corn. I ate
But
the corn.
what-
I
the
sucked
corn
the
was
corn.
good,
I eat
though.
two
When
pieces.
I opened the pot, right, I remember I came here and Kareem called me on, because I guess he saw me on the camera. I guess I was looking for something down there and he called me and he said, oh, I was looking for a chaser. Because you know when I see alcohol, I want to drink. So I was looking for a chaser and he called me and he said, you looking for chaser, right? I said, yeah. Then I remember the cameras. I'm like, look at this guy looking at me here. So I started looking for the chaser. And then he said to me, he said, look to your right. There's a pot of food there. You can go and help yourself. And he hung up the phone. So I made myself a drink and then I opened up the pot and I see this big pot of deliciousness. So I was like, all right, let me try this
it's
big
not
pot
soup.
of deliciousness. It is
not
not
soup.
soup. So I dig the first layer. You know, the first layer is kind of like,
It is layered.
yeah.
There's
So
a
I dig the
process.
first layer and then I take in, but I don't want to dig up the food because I don't know who is coming next and what they're gonna say about it. So you know, I'm a very neat. When I taking out food from pot and thing, I'm very
Yeah.
neat. When I'm eating my food, I'm very neat. So I didn't want to dig up the pot. So now I do so. So I put a status on Facebook and I asked my grenade, because I have a lot of grenades. I said, is it me or oil down has no meat in it? Because I didn't find meat. And then they started to school me on oil down on Facebook.
He had to take
So,
down the whole status.
Yeah, they started to school me on oil down on Facebook and let me know what oil down is. So they start with layers.
Yeah.
They never stir the pot. They don't stir the pot. So it's a layer of
The
this.
Caribbean man was
Then a
really
layer
all the
of
way
that.
wrong.
Yeah. And then a
Pigtail,
layer of that. And then a layer of that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, it was
That's
so.
why he was
I've been
canceled.
dreaming about this oil down for all these.
It was my first oil
How
down
many days this
experience.
has been? I'm just
Yeah.
feeding for
Wow.
some. If I would have known that people was not gonna come through like that, if you would have seen, you see, I also was looking at the camera. I said, let me not look like a greedy. bee." and shoot, if I would have known that people was not coming for their plates, lesson learned for next time.
Oh boy. So Trouble in the Morning, we are here live on GMGT Network and we would like to welcome our guest this morning. He is a super producer. He is the man responsible for one of the biggest acts to ever hit TNT. I see he's also working on a lot of different projects right now. And we have the distinct pleasure this morning of speaking to the one and only Mr. Anson Pro. He is here with us. Now, I remember the whole thing. We wanted to reach out to a beautiful soca artist. But then somebody slipped us a number and said, this is a soca artist manager. Shout out to Sean 3.0 from Slam 1005 in Trinidad and Tobago. And then we started looking up the manager because this is what we do here at Trouble in the Morning. We love to talk to people. Our tagline is join the conversation. And then we started to figure out that this man is a big man in the business. He is responsible for a lot of things that goes on in this business. And I'm like, yo, I want to speak to that guy first. And we reached out to him and it was amazing. He was just so polite. He was just so genuine and so friendly. And it's not a trait that you see in a lot of managers. And we would like to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Anson Pro to Trouble in the Morning. Mr. Anson Pro, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
Morning. Yes, boy. Yeah. Fella, you're doing some big things out there.
Thanks,
And
man.
I just want to congratulate you on the success level that you have reached so far and your work etiquette behind everything. So just thank you for giving us great music to sing along to, brother.
Thanks, man. It's a pleasure to be here. It's not very often the managers are asked to be interviewed. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's refreshing kind of way. But
Manager slash producer.
that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
It's not just manager, you have a lot of slashes to the name. So
Oh, yeah.
welcome, welcome. So for all the people that are tuned into Trouble in the Morning and on GMGT Live as well, just quickly give us a brief synopsis about who you are and how you started in this business.
Okay, so sorry, I just woke up. So I've been in the business for roughly about for the past 8 years. I've been saying 14 years. So I think by now I've been in the business a while now. I'm actually still quite young. I'm 35.
Okay.
But I've just been doing this since a child, just messing around in different studios. And I would say I became serious, like professional, in the last 8 years. For those who don't know, I'm the manager of Nyla Blackman, a brand new artist called Sammy Joe. I've managed Second Star, Turner. I've worked and produced with, I think, everybody in the soca industry, as well as a few Jamaicans like Spice, Carter, Taurus Riley, Version, Shensia. So the list kind of goes on. I've lost track, to be honest, but um, right now I find myself in this new, refreshing role of being a manager. I've been managing for about 4 years. I basically started my managerial career with Nyla, and well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We've been doing pretty well, and yeah, now I'm looking to take that knack for finding brand new talent. With this new artist I have called Sammy Joe, who, just remember the name, give Sammy Joe, I say, about 6 to 8 months again before she really starts to, shake the industry.
So there are 24 hours in a day, Anson Pro. Is there a cheat sheet that you can give us to utilize some of this time? Because I'm trying to find a way to find the time to do all of this.
Bro, that was an amazing question. Very well worded.
Yeah.
To be honest, I am not your regular Joe. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I'm a workaholic. So I'm not like, I can't say that what I do and the amount of energy I put in will work for others, because it's a lot of dedication, to be honest. But I like to say I spend half of my day just sitting down, thinking of problems and trying to find solutions, or thinking of, how could I be different? How could I do something in a different way, a more efficient way, a better way? And then the rest of the day is spent trying to apply all of what I thought about now. So it kind of just overlaps, and then eventually you get into like a rhythm or a system. So that, I would say, is more about the dedication aspect, the time that you put in.
That's definitely, it's crazy.
So, hi Anson, this is Shandy.
Hi.
I recently listened to a podcast that you did last year, and I thought it was very informative. Like, I learned that you were like very close to being a rocket scientist, and I don't think many people know that. You have a highly educated background as well. This was like getting in your feet wet, was managing an artist. So I just want to ask, since COVID-19 has happened, your hopes and dreams, were they fulfilled, or did you have to take 10 steps back with regards to your artists that you have?
Well, I wouldn't say rocket scientist, first of all. It was more along the line of electrical electronics, more like robotics more than anything.
Okay.
But yeah, with respect to COVID has reinvented many people. COVID has forced us to find, it kind of rocked everybody to the core, and it's forced us to find new and innovative ways to achieve the same things that we've been, everybody in their comfort zone. You've just been working, doing the same old, but COVID just changed everything. So definitely 10 steps backwards. I'd say I used the COVID downtime to think outside of like when things resume. I wanted to be in a stronger position than I was in prior to. So I use COVID as sort of like a what COVID did was like if this was a marathon, whoever was in the lead, we all just had to take a little stop and it's time to play catch up. You know what I mean? So I'm using COVID to play catch up to people who I'm looking at and aspiring to be like now. So in the downtime, I built a brand new studio. Um, I started working on building influencers because I see that as the future of being able to, I guess, put music out there. I started looking like even doing TV production because like I'm just looking at and everything I'm saying here has an actual purpose. Some of it I can't really get into too much details with it, but it's all in a bit to play catch up because the people that we competing against are the global artists, the world stars. And if we trying to take our culture, our music to that next level, you know, we have to think of them as a benchmark, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I use this downtime to play catch up to all these internationals. I use the time to learn, okay, how do they release music? How do they get playlisted? How do they get these streaming numbers up? How do they get their social media active? And all of those things are those problems I told you about. And I've been trying to find solutions to each one. And I just use COVID as that time period to experiment and play catch up, basically.
Anson, let me ask you really quickly before I get into Gigi. Rondell here, by the way. I just heard you made a statement. I was speaking to a producer a couple of days ago, right? When I told him, I said, listen, I have Anson Pro on the show on the 3rd, and I'm so excited about it, you know? And he was like, listen, that man is a legend in his time right now. How? I would just like to be as half as good as Anson Pro. And I just heard you said you taking time to figure out how the people you look up to does what they do. Who are the people? Who are some of the people that Anson Pro, the super producer, looks up to?
Believe it or not, I am intrigued by the producer managers like Mike Will, like Pharrell, like Timbaland, like Dr. Dre, like anybody who wears the two caps. I just kind of look at what their formula was, and I just try to mimic it in the best way I know possible now. So I watch them as like, okay, there's no sense in trying to reinvent the wheel, right? But obviously, the things that work for them may not work for you because I'm in a different geo market, different settings, different everything. But one secret that I'll give you right now here today is that I learn from you're still there.
Yeah.
I learn from other people's mistakes. And I just try to not do that because if it failed for you, chances are it's gonna fail for me.
But they say a wise man learns from his mistakes. Yeah.
I'm not a fortune teller. Nobody really is. So I just look at, okay, you've made this mistake. Let me try and do it differently. I find like that has been why I have seen more success than probably others because a lot of people don't take the time to look at the mistakes that others make. You know, you just watch the success, but their success is not your success. It's very different. So, but their failures is a high probability that could be yours as well.
Exactly.
So,
Gigi?
Hi, Anson. Gigi here. So we've been talking a lot about how we can advance soca as a genre, right? And in a past interview that you gave, I saw that you had said Jamaica, the industry is better set up to reach the global market. And I was wondering why you think that is, if you still think that's the case, and what can we do to get on the same level in the soca industry?
They definitely are better set up because they actually have an industry, a recognized genre that has built the industry into such a powerhouse that it is today. I mean, when reggae music was formulated and taken across the globe by the Malis and the various I guess, industry powerhouses, the Blackwells. What happened is you put reggae on the world stage where soca has yet to reach. I mean, at one point calypso was there, but I'm not too sure because it's beyond my time. I don't know what happened, but calypso, unknown to a lot of people, the very first platinum album in the world was a calypso record.
Wow. Even
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
Calypso was the leading music of its time, and it birthed reggae. I mean, some people might shoot me for this, but Bob Marley himself said it, so do your research, right? And I feel like reggae built that platform, and then dancehall was able to transition easier into it, and soca didn't transition easy into the calypso. I mean, I can't say why. I mean, there's probably 100 different reasons why that didn't happen, but on the backs of dancehall and reggae winning international accolades, it's given them a much bigger head start and boost in terms of being a recognized genre. And obviously, that is the foundation of a proper working industry, at least from an international perspective. Soca. So one of the goals that I'm trying to do is make soca a recognized genre and make soca gain the international accolades that it needs to have that foundation that I spoke about, like similar to dancehall and reggae.
Now, we had a artist performance here on the show a couple weeks ago, and after the show, we was just having a conversation about the business of soca, and I remember the artist saying he got a show in Germany one year, and when he came off the plane to go to Germany, it was him, it was Bungie Garlin, and one other soca artist that went on the tour, and there were also a bunch of Jamaican artists that came who were booked. I'm talking about high caliber Jamaican artists. But when they came off the plane in Germany, they had an entire plane filled with Jamaican artists, as opposed to just those 3 soca artists that were booked. They brought all the new talent that they could find on a plane. So my question to you is this: how can soca music be recognized by the international committee to actually come in here, find our artists, and invest in our artists to make soca a profitable business?
Well, just to touch on what you said, it's not just a plane full of Jamaican artists, it's a plane full of their entourage too. The promoters spend the money. I don't know, soca artists, you lucky if you get your manager, your DJ on that plane.
It's true. It is so
I don't
true.
know. It is so true. Like, I could give you many stories because we've been booked to a lot of those Jamaican shows, the reggae shows, the dancehall shows. Anyway, side note. So the question was, what do we have to do to get soca recognized
as a business, and how can we get more of our artists out there in the forefront?
Boy, this is a question I'm often asked, and I've answered it very similarly. But one of the things I feel like I wanna angle towards is we don't have a proper togetherness. First of all, like soca is very disjointed. It's very dog eat dog. It's very like I don't know if it's like I've tried to sit and figure out why soca in particular artists and the industry acts the way they act, and I feel it is based on this seasonal mentality that we have. Well, it's not a mentality, it's the facts. It's very seasonal. And when you think about it, if something is seasonal, it means that it's competitive, right? It means there's a shorter window, and then there's so many artists, and every year in these windows, it's just a handful of people that actually make the inroads or make money, and it's sad because it's based on one hit. If you have one hit song, you're safe for that season, and that has bred this culture of fair and competition and I don't want to help you because you're going to take food out of my mouth.
Right,
And
right.
that is not conducive to a proper genre and a industry. You know, it's just going to make everybody me for me, you for you, you know what I mean? And unlike all the other genres, like Afrobeats, no genre has ever broken through on the backs of one artist. Like,
Agreed.
correct me if I'm
Agreed.
wrong.
Agreed.
But yeah, you can have a one-hit wonder who will do very well. But if there's nobody following in the wings of that one-hit wonder, or no other artists doing similar genres, it will never break. Afrobeats had Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy recently. It's like a string of them, and Afrobeats is only now really getting that international recognition after so many years, you know? Then you have, you remember the days when reggaeton broke with Don Omar. Um, it was a whole string of them. Like it's always a collective group, and they usually work together. You know, even if it's not like we are friends. Like you could see the support. If an Afrobeat artist drops an album today, you see everybody post it up.
Thank you.
And I could safely say this because when Nyla was nominated for that BET award, we were going up against those African artists, and they rallied. Like I'm seeing Nyla competing against artists who have like Wizkid posting them up, vote for this one. You have the video, you have all the big names, and I mean, yeah, the Caribbean rallied strong, you know, but I wouldn't see it was necessarily like this is like the norm. I feel like we have to get to that place where we have to support each other more. We have to share knowledge. We have to stop gatekeeping and pass on. And this is why I do these shows. You know, I do the podcast. I freely share my knowledge because I want other people to follow in the wings. Because if Nyla gets through with one, like she gets out one big song. If there's nobody in the wings, we wasted the opportunity to put
Exactly.
soca in the mark.
You're right. Now, also keeping in line with the business of soca, there are a lot of prominent soca artists in TNT who have the influence, who also has the money to make soca music reach. And I don't want to start name dropping, but I also want to just reference something really quickly. During the carnival season of last year, I remember Chinese Laundry, he signed Olatunji as an artist. And he was trying to produce year-round music. Has there been any talks in the pipeline with the top artists in the soca industry, the top producers in the soca industry, the top radio men in the industry, to actually collaborate and come together and create our own record label? Has any talks like that been in the works at all?
I do know, like Marshall has mentioned this to me a few times. Well, you know that he wants to do that. I know he started a publishing company, but as far as the record label, I know he's been talking about it. I would assume Laundry would have the same mentality. Funny enough, I mean, I guess Cat's coming out of the bag now, but I myself have realized that for me to truly make a difference, I think that that might be the route I have to go because, I mean, I don't want to sound like a toot in my horn, but I think within the recent times, I've had a better track record of finding brand new talent and breaking them. I mean, outside of Nyla, there's many other artists who I have worked with first and then they blew up to be huge now. I just wasn't in a managerial capacity then, but I just have a knack for finding them. You know, to this day, and I've never said this on any interview, I have had, you're familiar with the Soca Monarch, of course, right? I've had, I think my last count was 15 artists making it to Soca Monarch for the very first time off of songs I produced for them.
Congratulations, brother. Congrats.
And out of that 15, I think three of them, that was the first song they ever sang in their life.
Wow.
You know?
Round of applause to you, brother.
Yeah, so I feel like I have a knack for finding the talent, and I kind of know how to make it shine a light on them. That's why I always say, like, you have to learn the art of shining the light, and then you just let their talent and the industry and then the skills of, you know, that managerial skill kick in, you know, to break them big now. So I think that I have to, it's like I have to do something, even if I can't rally everybody.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we all talk, but I feel like everybody just has their own way and their own direction. And that's not, nothing is wrong with that. It's just I'm hoping that one of those ways or one of those directions work
Yeah.
so that it could form some kind of influx, some kind of flow, you know, and what I am personally doing is I'm I mean this song's bad, but I'm opening doors where there weren't any before. So if there's a gatekeeper blocking me here, I'm just gonna go around and find my own door and create a way, and best believe that once I've done that, I am not trying to be a gatekeeper. I'm trying to, like,
Open
I
the
want this
gates.
thing. I want it to flow. You
Very
know?
nice. Shandy.
Yes. Hi. So I just wanted to ask this question. I realize you're a very observant person. You plan out meticulously a lot of things. And I know you've done in the past a 3-year plan. So I just want to know, considering that we want to see soca go to the next level and you have all these artists that you've worked with, it seems like you have to have an assembly line readily available so that when you reach a particular level, you'll be able to push out music and push out soca. So what is your 3-year plan, or which is your long-term goal, I would say, and what's your short-term plan?
Well, you hit the nail on the head right there. So, low key, I have been working with a lot of brand new talents. They're amazing artists. They're just not at a stage where they're ready to be like revealed, and I'm realistic with my own time now. So I'm not trying to take on too much that I can. So I work with them and I help them. And while they working on the things that I'm teaching them, you know, once I have achieved a next level of success and then some time frees up, I'll go dig in the bag of talent and then shine a light on a new one. So yeah, it's kind of like a factory where there's many talented artists whose names I can't start mentioning, but they all come to me. You know, a lot of new artists come to me all the time, I guess, because they see what I'm doing, you know. So I do have that is one aspect of the plan, the 3-year plan, which is the follow up. Like you need to have talent to follow through. Um, but I also need to break the boundaries and break the stereotypes and the norms. You know, and one of the big stereotypes that soca has is just it's happy music, but
Yes.
it doesn't relate to everybody all the time. Like they'll go to the gym and we listen to soca, but then they might be in a emotional frame of mind, and soca is not necessarily what they're trying to hear. So I'm trying to create a sound that is a little more palatable to the international community, and that is very difficult to do because soca has been boxed in for so long that like it's very hard to break the norm, and so it's like you're trying to appease the festival crowd, but then you're trying to appease the international community, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's a balance that you have to find, and that's what I've been trying to create. As for the 3-year plan that you spoke about there, that was specific to Nyla and her career. Obviously, COVID has set us back a year. So, but I don't look at it as completely negative. I look at it as, like I say, it's just catch up. You know, I'm playing catch up now. All right. If COVID didn't allow me to go further, at least it'll allow me to be stronger when things reopen. You know, so if you're talking about a plan holistically to make soca a recognized genre, I've been networking with many labels, many streaming platforms. Actually, I mean, you're familiar with Audio Mac?
Yes, we do. We are.
Yeah, shouts to Tanya and her whole team. Like we were able to have soca and even Trinidad recognized genre on their platform. This is the
Nice.
first
Very
major
nice.
streaming platform to have an actual category for us. And these are small
Beautiful.
victories, but it's a victory nonetheless.
Yes.
You know, and I just continue to have that conversation. I mean, I got Nyla onto the academies, the recording academy. So now we can have those conversations even in those circles as well. So part of it is using my influence and my contacts to just keep the conversation going, keep reminding them because they all know soca exists. It's just our metrics aren't there yet. Our streaming numbers are nowhere close for it to make a dent or impact.
Nice.
So I have to keep working on that.
So my next question is this. Normally we have artists that we interview, and a lot of them who are soca artists, they tend to say that they don't want to be considered a soca artist. How do you address that? If we're trying to get the music out there, and yes, we know they are artists, but you never hear an R&B artist say, I'm not an R&B artist. You never hear a rapper say, I'm not a rapper. They are who they are. So how do we, break barriers in that mind frame that you are a soca artist and there's nothing wrong with saying that you are a soca artist?
Well, I'm in two minds about the label because I've never heard Rihanna go around saying I'm a pop artist or I'm a reggae artist or I'm a dancehall artist. I feel like that's one of the things that kind of boxes it. Have you ever heard an Afrobeat artist say I'm an Afrobeat artist?
Never.
They don't.
Not one.
But you
They're
already
just
know
artists.
they are, though.
Well, exactly. So soca is the same thing. Like you already know I'm a soca artist. Like I feel like I don't need to go around saying I am, but the important thing is to when you do it, you give it its correct title because that's the problem that we've been having. Like there's a lot of international artists they do soca, but they don't know it's soca, and they call it tropical house and they call it all these new
Island pop is the
these
new name.
island pop
Yeah.
and soca it doesn't have the metrics or the accolades or the industry or the anything to really give it that backing that it needs for our Justin Bieber to say, yo, sorry, it was soca. Because they, to be honest, I mean, I had a conversation with somebody who are friends with that producer, and they called him, right? And they was like, yo, I have a friend here, and he's saying that sorry was a soca, because when sorry came out, I was beating on the road for Carnival.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, soca, what's that? He didn't even know what it was now, So what is soca? Like, if soca in itself is a very hard genre to classify, other than it's a beat with a particular rhythmic pattern and an artist who sings soca on it. You know what I mean? It's like there's no real definition. Like you could hear Afrobeat, you could hear reggaeton, you could hear these things, and you know what it is. Soca has so many different subgenres that yes, they're similar, but at the same time, it's so different because power is like 150, 160 BPM, and then you have groovy 105. Like that is such a huge jump that imagine an international body looking at that and trying to categorize that and thinking like, but Afrobeats lives in a certain space.
Yes.
Reggaeton lives in a space. Reggae lives in a space. Soca is kind of like all over, and even back in the day, sorry, you want to say something?
He sound like Powers, go all too well, and you know all too well. Now, I have a listener here says, and that's exactly why soca artists should say they are soca artists. If people like their music and need more of their metrics, they need to claim it. Now, I totally agree with that, and it's definitely in line with the question that I was going to ask you. Now, do you think that soca we should keep as our best kept secret, just for us, just for seasonal times? Hold on. But should we go a different route and say, all right, my mom always used to tell me, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. and it's where we're trying to be at, so to speak, right? Do you think we should create a subgenre that they actually already know, sort of like an island pop, and then we work towards that, where we can get year-round music and we can also keep our authentic soca music at the side? Do you think that's something that would even be looked upon? I see you shaking your head no. Enlighten me.
I don't agree with creating a next subgenre again. That's just gonna confuse them even more. It's already confusing as it is.
Yes.
I think, first of all, how many times have you heard this? But wait, Janet Jackson, that is so gosh, she's singing, but how them teething we think. How many times have you heard somebody say,
Right.
but Justin singing soca, them teething we think? Like, how many times have you heard the average person say, when an international artist does something resembling soca, they teething we think?
But they calling it something else. They already stole it and they calling it something else. Why
No,
not we
but
embrace it and just make it our own?
Well, I believe in inclusivity.
Yeah.
Like, we have to include them. We just need to educate them on what it is they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you have that mentality of this is my own, it's we thing, don't touch it. Guess what? It's gonna stay a best kept secret, like you just said. We have to include the world. We can't be mad if they want to do soca and they're just not educated about what it's called now. We just need to do better. Like, I know it sounds hard. I know it's like, but you would not believe, and you all live in the States. The industry is run by Caribbean people.
Yes.
Like the international industry. Do you know how many people I have had meetings with in Universal, Def Jam, Sony, Comb Enterprises? The list goes on. I don't even want to call in fact I will. Daka, CEO of Def Jam, Duro. Like, it's so many Trinis in particular. They know what soca is.
But they're pushing their brand. They're pushing their brand, which is the label, because that's what's spending the money, right? So how do we come together to say, yo, this is our thing, help us?
I think it boils down to, well, I mean, I do not know the exact reason as to why so many Caribbean people that run the business, and they could snap their finger and change the game for soca if they wanted
because
to.
They
really
don't
could.
Have the back end.
But it is a huge risk for them, if you understand. And that's probably where maybe it's sometimes they just view it like this is too big of a risk. And the metrics not necessarily there yet. That's why I keep boiling down. It's a numbers game, really and truly. Like, ask any industry person, they're gonna tell you numbers. You know what I mean? It's very hard for them to go and stand on a limb and say, yo, this is the next big thing. They can, but they don't. And ironically, in the dancehall side of things, they do. So it's like a dancehall, the dancehall industry. Like, I know for a fact that Rashan walked into the scope and put his foot down and say, yo, Shensia, you know what I mean? I know this for a fact. He vouched for her, you know? And this is, they call it, what's the term, boy? Gosh, I forgot the term. But anyway, the fact is, I haven't seen that really in the soca fraternity, like Trinidadian, who has the influence really saying, yo, soca music, and standing on that now. And there's many different reasons why. I mean, they probably were burned so many times by soca artists. Who knows? I don't know the history. I'm new. You know what I mean?
So do you think, is it because the reason why I would say dancehall got through, because dancehall is synonymous with Jamaica. Once you hear dancehall, you think the green, the black, the white, and the yellow immediately. When you think soca, we know the mecca of soca is TNT, but then there's St. Vincent, there's Grenada doing their own thing, there's there's US Virgin Islands who's coming up like crazy right now, there's Antigua. Do you think it's because we are so divided all through the Caribbean that we all put the label on soca? Why is it so hard for us to break through rather than the Jamaicans, who is just one country? Could that be something?
That's a lot more technical than you think, because I can answer that and piss off a lot of people. I have to be very careful.
Don't.
You know what I mean? What I would say is Jamaicans are very proud people. Like, not saying that other islands aren't, but Jamaican reggae, for example, wasn't just a music, it was like a lifestyle. It was a color, it was an image, it's like and I guess that was one of the things that would have helped reggae propel itself. Dancehall seemed to follow it was like it's kind of like how the hip hop was in the US. Hip hop industry was built on the 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 ghettos and
Drug
the
culture.
impoverished and the like that like when people can't find an outlet because it's being blocked from them, they'll create their own, and that's what rap kind of was now. You know, rap was that for the more the Afro the African American communities, they were blocked out of many things in the industry, so they kind of found an outlet which was hip hop and rap, and it was real and it was built on that. And dancehall is kind of similar to that, you know. You know, if you wasn't making it as a reggae artist, you would be in the I guess in the hoods and in the slums, and that was your outlet. And similar Trinidad, you know, there's a lot of people who were locked out of the industry, locked out of soca, and that's why Trinidad is so big right now. You know, it's like the youth will always find an outlet. They will always create their own.
Amen.
And I feel like soca needs to be a lot more inclusive to include everyone and it will help the numbers, it will help the metrics because if you just keep it to yourself, if it's me, it's mine, you know? And I guess from an island to island, that's been the case in every island. So within St. Lucia, their young artists have a fight. Within Barbados, I'm sure the young artists feel like, wait, nobody not saying, you know, the gatekeepers blocking, man. They'll find an outlet and they'll do their own thing.
You know they love to dub the soca mafia.
Yo, well, it's like we already have small numbers, small metrics on the grand scheme. How do we unite everybody? You have to make it more inclusive. You can't make it so hard and so difficult for new talent to come up because they will just create their own lane and find their own avenue and their own outlets, and it just divides us, and the problem will exist.
Very knowledgeable, brother. Very knowledgeable. Gigi.
Now, a lot of artists are actually changing or experimenting their style, right? Because of some of these difficulties that we're speaking of, because they feel like they can't bust in soca or they feel like soca is so seasonal. Do you think that we as a soca community are doing a disservice by kind of watering down our music or going into different avenues to try to fit in and bust versus us sticking it out and pushing through with soca and knowing that reggae wasn't made in a day, all these other genres weren't created in a day, and stick with what we're doing for some time collectively as a unit to push soca forward?
The thing is, soca has been so connected and attached to the festival of Carnival and that festival type atmosphere that people like what they want. They want to hear what they want to hear in those festival settings. And that music, although it's perfect for that and it'll work and, and we will jump up and we'll have a good time, it is not necessarily conducive to, say, international palette now. So I think that nothing is wrong with people giving the people what they want. But at the same time, you as an artist and as an individual, you need to also work on your craft and better yourself and raise your levels to that standard where, okay, you could put out a certain number of, I guess, what's the word, boy? I don't have to be careful. You can put out a certain number of songs that you know are safe, and then you could experiment and you could try new things. It's your responsibility as an artist and an individual and a producer to push the envelope and do things different. You can't just leave that responsibility to everybody else and you just playing it safe every year. Then you would get the same result every year. And then we'll have this conversation we having every year. Why we can't make it? Why nobody not breaking through, why the label's not interested, why nobody want to take a risk. It's the same cycle, same everything. And that's why whenever a new artist comes out, it's a breath of fresh air because you think, okay, great, this is new, this is fresh. And then they fall into the same cycle when they realize how hard it is to sustain and maintain because the industry is already a fight in a sense. It's already seasonal. If you don't get that one hit every year, you're gonna be left out of making money. So then you play it safe, and then that's the cycle, and it just doesn't change. So
And
who's
so
gonna break it?
what about artist development? Because we're breaking all these new soca artists into the game. But if it's one thing I've learned from my days at broadcasting school, I've learned one thing. I've learned that when you become a new artist in a record label, there is a floor in the building of that record label that is just designated to artist development. It teaches you it preps you how to speak for interviews. It preps you how to do stage management. It preps you how to just deal with fans on a general basis. Our soca artists are going into this green, not knowing anything. We just go to the studio, you get a big hit, and then boom, you blow up. But not knowing how to really grasp and control success. I know you have done that with your artists prior to them being released. What do you think on a grand scale we should do for artists that is coming out of our camp and representing soca in terms of artist development?
To be honest, usually that boils down to the individual camps. I mean, like, I can't even say the government, that's their responsibility because as an individual, you should want to be better. You should want to improve your performing, your vocals, your training. I mean, I did it. I hired, like, I do, there's no secret. We've told everybody this when Nyla first came out. I hired an argument coach because soca is built on argument, and she doesn't know that. She knows to sing and perform for acoustic settings, but with soca, you have to be able to build an argument. I hired, I know, shouts to Doggy Slaughter, I had Doggy Slaughter coming to the studio twice a week. We had a performance coach, we had a vocal coach, you know what I mean? And that was all internal because I knew where I wanted her to reach, and I feel like as an artist, you have to invest in your craft and yourself and take it seriously and not just look at it as a payout, a quick rich scheme, you know what I mean? Because then we will just look like crap on the world stage. We would always be looked down upon because you have to want to better yourself and not just learn on the fly. I mean, the government could possibly help. I know there are programs like Music TT and it's not that many programs to be honest, but they are doing artist development. They're doing it. And shouts to Music TT because they've reached out to me many times. I work with them closely. I'm doing my part. Everybody just have to do their part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gigi.
So you talked about the Trinidad movement coming about. I saw that you recently signed Sammy Joe during COVID time. So how did that come about, and how did you wind up becoming her management?
That is a very good question because Sammy Joe that's like destiny. I was in a radio interview just like this on Boom Champions with Nyla, and after the interview wrapped, this DJ Kara had played a Sammy Joe song, and I was like, yo, who is this? I was like, but she's sounding like a Jamaican, I was like, who is this? And he's like, Sammy Joe, some local girl. I said, local? She don't sound like a Trini at all. She sound like just that different, real bad. So anyway, I left there with that seed. The very next morning, I was tagged on a post. Chromatics had done an interview with her. And he tagged me on his Instagram. I was like, yo, this is the same girl. What's the chances of that?
Wow.
So I shoot her a message. I was like, nah, I don't need to hear no more. Because obviously prior to that, I did my research that night. I Googled her and whatever, and I found her music. And I was like, this girl is amazing. So we had the meeting. she was, I guess, ecstatic for me. I don't reach out to people like that. Like I said, people come to me. Sammy Joe, I reached out to her because I know, like, I know it when I see it now, and I don't want to class her at all. She's not a reggae artist. She's not a Trinidad artist. She is just
She's
an
an
artist.
artist. Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, she actually we dropping a soca this week with her. And I don't wanna like I do ever say this, but that song is it. That is it. Sammy Joe is going to be. She's gonna be stamping her name in the soca with this song. It is
Very
amazing. The
nice.
girl just talent on a million.
Well,
So
we'll definitely shout out to
during
Gigi for finding that and sending it to us yesterday. Our producer.
Yeah, I was very
Yeah,
excited about that new artist. Yeah.
definitely.
So
yeah, I
What's
feel. I, sorry, go ahead.
What's next in the life of Anson Pro?
Um, um, like I said, right now, what I'm doing is I've like those that problem and solution I spoke to you about, right? Right now, to me, the biggest problem is how do I get the metrics to work to be able to compete on an international, and that is my next goal. Everything that I'm focusing on right now is how do I pool as much of the numbers and support to make that happen. And I have my methods. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm excited about rolling that out because I think this is something that'll be revolutionary and it will help many, many people, you know, in the
Get you.
future.
Respect, Shandy.
So I just want to ask this question. I have people in the comments of Trouble in the Morning echoing the same sentiment of content being very important to get the artist out there. But with that being said, a lot of them are also suggesting that an album should be out. But I remember you stating in a previous interview that an EP is better than an actual album. Can you school people on the difference between an EP versus an actual album?
Well, it's not that an EP is better. An EP is okay. So albums count in the grand scheme of things. So, for example, when you release an album would forever go down on the history books when it comes to your numbers. So, like, if your goal is to be a Grammy-nominated artist or you're trying to get attention on labels, when you put an album out, they're gonna look at those numbers. They're gonna watch what the album did. They're gonna be like, okay, but you released like 6, 7 albums and none was ever nominated, none ever scratched the Billboard charts, none ever the sales of the album didn't do well, So I always say put an album out when you're at a place where you feel like those numbers gonna be worthwhile. An EP is they don't put too much of a magnifying glass on an EP. Nobody's gonna dig into EP sales and whatnot. So that's why I say, do the EP route while you're still building, rather than the album route.
I had no idea. Yo, you just schooled me there, brother.
That's why I asked the question. That is why I asked the question.
I listened to when he said something about it close to that in the previous interview he had, and now I'm grasping the whole concept of it. Wow, what a great question, Shandy. Definitely. So
ironically, the EP that we dropped in Nyla actually did exceptionally well in the grand scheme of things, and I wasn't even a soca EP. I was just that was a tester. That's why it was an EP.
That's the thing. With that EP that you dropped, right? This morning, Shandy and Gigi and I, we were having a conversation, and we were saying to ourselves, like, I know you said you wanted for it to be kind of world music, but we kind of still consider that soca. Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's
like
soca?
Well, if you listen to the whole EP, you would know. At the end of the day, I'm not an idiot. I know soca is the platform, soca is the vehicle, soca is the foundation. So Sweet and Loco would have been the first song of the album, which was soca, so Afrobeat influence, and that did exceptionally well. And then the EP was designed to remind people that, listen, the goal is still to try and capture the audience of the international market, but we repping soca full 100. That's why it was the first song of the EP. And just a fun fact, I was watching Gucci Man, for example, had dropped an EP. You know how big he is, right?
Yeah.
Dope artist, right? And his opening week sales was something around the lines of 20K, which in the grand scheme of things
Wow. It's
isn't that
nothing.
much.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, don't quote me on it. I could be wrong, guys, but I remember it being not like, I mean, even 6ix9ine Owen when he dropped was like 50K. You know what I mean? Juice WRLD and Pop Smoke did very well because they passed on. You know that would always drive sales, man.
Yeah.
But Nyla, an independent artist from Trinidad, local person, soca artist slash enter artist, ours did about 10 to 12K in our opening week, and this is independent.
Wow.
Round of applause, yeah, brother.
So,
Yes, boy. Yes,
so
boy.
you have to give like credit where credit is due. This is no label backing. This is no $2 million budget. This is no influence on all the playlisting. There's nothing. This is an independent Trinidadian act who did this. That is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. I had some very genius ways of how I did that.
Did it exactly.
You know, if anybody paid attention, they would have seen exactly what I did, and that worked like a beauty now, you know. But like I say, it shows that we have the potential, and that's still just an EP. So when we do that first album, that's the levels that we have to get at. Open day, week sales. They look at these things. This is important. These things matter.
If I could tell you as a man, you did your homework, you did a lot of homework, and you really are taking this seriously. And I think that's some of the reasons why we letting this conversation go this long, because usually we don't cap off by now. But you are a very intelligent brother, and we wanted to have this conversation just because we know the level of intellect that is going to be brought to this conversation here. We can really broadcast this and push this worldwide for other artists to really see, you know? If an artist wants to get in contact with you and probably work with you, because we know you have great stuff, how can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at what is my Instagram?
It's Anson _pro _.
Yes. We don't tell the Instagram
for Would you believe I do not I don't need to be on social media. I'm a more behind the scenes kind of guy. But I think my socials are popping, man.
Let me just stop you there immediately. Yeah. Let me stop you there immediately. You need to be on social media. Your presence need to be there because the knowledge that you have. Listen, you schooled me this morning, brother.
Yeah.
So the knowledge that you have, these younger artists, they need it, Anson. They need that guidance through life. I've sat here in this studio and spoken to a lot of artists, and at the end of the interview, I shake my head. I tell Eddie on the shoot Anson like, yo, you ain't going nowhere in life, bro. Just because we had a couple of artists here who that we reached out to them because Trouble in the Morning does things professionally. We were gonna reach out to you with an email, make sure everything is done, and they turned around and asked us, why you sending me an email? Just text me, dog. Like, bro, I'm telling you. So these conversations here are very important, and we love to thank you very much for coming. Yo, bro.
Yeah, truly.
Thanks,
man, we gotta have you here again, man, because there's so much questions on the table. Like, Shandy has a whole computer full of questions. Gigi has a computer full of questions, and we just can't get through them.
We would stay here all day,
bro.
Telling you.
Real talk, like, yo, the whole chat room is just loving your vibes, your energy. They just loving the things that you do, man. You're very knowledgeable, brother. Yeah, yo, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. Real
respect.
Talk.
Thanks, man. Well, follow me on Instagram, shoot my message there. I am putting a disclaimer right now. I get a lot of messages, so be patient with me. If you have to send me a follow-up, that just shows that how serious you are, you know, because they kind of go very fast and they go down. And just another disclaimer, my WhatsApp is disgusting. So please, people, don't take it personal if I don't respond quickly. I have, my last check was 26,000 on red. Please, be patient.
It is ridiculous. In the morning, just get you there. Yo, Anson
It's
Pro,
ridiculous.
we are definitely going to keep the contact with you. We're going to talk to you some more coming up in the future shows. And we definitely love your energy. We love your vibe. We love what you're doing, brother. And I would just want to implore you to keep up the great work. And just anything that you have, man, just make sure Trouble in the Morning is on your email and just post it. You know what I mean? We're going to push everything for you, bro.
Man, thanks, man. Respect.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, truly.
Man, I tell you, we literally have like about 18 questions here that we didn't get through. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, respect, bro. Respect. Thank you
Thank you so
very
much for your time.
Anson Pro, ladies and gentlemen. He is the manager of Nyla Blackman. He also has a brand new artist, goes by the name of Sammy Joe. And of course, we're gonna have a couple of Sammy Joe's music in the program today as well. So definitely shout out to Anson Pro. Have a great day, brother, and you enjoy yourself.
All right, thanks for having me.
Respect, Anson Pro.
Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Sweet. Well, look who it is. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Whining up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Yeah, she only want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Sweet. Well, look who it is. It's the sweet. Well, look who it is. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Well, look who it is. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the bam bam. Head, shoulder, knees. Move over, let her breathe. She ain't nothing easy, so get ready for the teacher. Lights done flick for the camera. Crowd of people front and center. The video man done shaking enough. He ain't seen none yet. She only want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the bam bam. Well, all she need is soca. She don't need no opener. When she start to broke it down, the whole party turn over. One look to the left like ready. Backside nice and heavy. Bounce it, bounce it. She just stick. Oh, girl keep on want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the bam bam body.
Swappa tan tan tan. Oh, oh. Johan Madman. Oh, oh. Huh. The tide is high, I know. And money very slow. They checked in the fire, yo. Car payment and mortgage due. You don't know what you go do when the landlord calling you. Furniture store and so outside building 22. I remember remember the day when it had the crazy storm. Thunder, rolling, water, flowing. Yes, I know how it is. Please don't take it on. 365 days, I say. God is actually. From Sando to Togo, from Port Tasman to Piaco. God is actually. All inside that Tobago, from Bangladesh to the Scarborough. Don't worry now, I love you. 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 I feel your hunger pain, eating out from my drain. The globe is not the same, but the sun will rise again. Survival is to survive by trying to stay alive. Slip or fall or slip and slide. Keep your head up, my brother. I remember the day when it had the crazy storm. Thunder, rolling, water, flowing. Yes, I know how it is. Please don't take it on.
Trouble in the morning is spilling the tea.
It is time
For your entertainment news report.
So hi everybody, this is Shandy, sweet and fluffy like pink cotton candy, and I'm here giving the entertainment news on Trouble in the Morning. We're going to start off with the first story of, I'm going to go straight into the reggae segment. So is Baby Sham the baby daddy for Spice's 2 kids?
What?
I'm going in from like last week's news, so I know people will be like, well, what happened? So remember the whole scandal that happened with her baby father, and it's just a long, lengthy scandal. The baby father, her spiritual advisor, and all the names that he pulled in and so forth, whatever. According to Urban Islands, it's alleged that the dancehall artist Spice's baby father is requesting a paternity test for his 2 children with Spice, Nicholas Lal and Nicola Tori Lal. It is important to note Nicholas Lal has officially lawyered up amid rape allegations laid against him by Spice's one-time associate, dancehall queen Danger. So I know you're wondering, how did all of this come about? So it all started after Nicholas joined Spice's former spiritual advisor, Narado R.T. Boss Smith, for an Instagram live session to clear up rumors that he performed oral sex on Danger. He proudly confessed to intercourse only, but dancehall queen Danger later said that the initial link-up was not consensual. During the IG live session, RT Boss also made mention that his son is actually not his biological child, and instead that of an entertainer by the name of Baby Sham.
Wow.
Mixy.
The drama is just getting worse and worse and worse as the time goes on. I mean, it takes spotlight off of the next person that I'm going to mention, but yeah. So, no worries, guys.
So wait, RT Boss, Spice X-Man.
RT Boss is not her ex.
Who's RT Boss?
RT Boss is the spiritual advisor.
Oh,
and that's what I was trying to tell you and Akil that last time.
The spiritual advisor.
It's a spiritual advisor.
2 separate dramas she haven't seen.
Yeah.
He have a child.
No.
Who have the child?
Spice has a child with the Lal person. Whatever.
With
whatever.
her
Her
child's
baby
father.
father.
Okay.
Right? It was reported that he was
Nicholas.
He raped the dancer.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I remember that. And then he said that.
So somebody said something about her child. I don't know who it was, but when she responded and said, "Don't talk about my kids," then the father came out and said, "That's not even my child."
It's the spiritual advisor, apparently. That's what, it's the spiritual advisor, yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, it's very spicy. So, considering that we're going to go with the whole come mess back in our storyline, I'm going to just touch base with this one. So, last week, I know there was, around Christmas time, if memory serves me right, Mr. Major Hype put up pictures of what looked like him and Kirby were back together.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, Babsy spoke out to the general public, letting them know that Major Hype and Kirby are not together. There are 3 pending lawsuits in full swing as we speak. And Babsy also pointed out that social media is quick to follow the negative, but when it comes to positive things, especially the positive things that she does, no one wants to talk about that.
Because she's totally negative. We followed you because you're a negative. We click like because you like people bacchanal, and we like people bacchanal too. So why would you want to follow your positive things? Rock from here with your
That's not true.
All right,
pick and choose what
I
to see.
just tell it like it is. All it is vexed me. I tell it like it is.
So apparently, Beanie Man had broken COVID-19 rules back in November, and now he's facing the penalties.
Ooh.
According to Loop TT, dancehall star Beanie Man has been charged with breaches of Disaster Risk Management Act (DRMA) and the Noise Abatement Act in connection with an alleged illegal party he did in November. The entertainer, real name, who's Moses Davis, turned himself into the Black River Police in St. Elizabeth on New Year's Eve after a summons was issued to him by the cops earlier that day. The charges stem from the illegal party that he did in his parish on November 29th, and on February 10th of this year, he's going to be in court for those charges.
He been acting up, so since the bellies? Since the bellies. Since they did, what was that, Versus? He been acting up to the police. He need to be humbled.
So he's going to be that guy.
He's going to be that guy.
He's going to be that guy. So I don't know if you guys saw the concert trending that took place. I really don't have much to report about
I didn't get to watch it.
You guys didn't watch it?
No, the concert trending fans.
Oh,
thing.
fans.
Yeah, trending. Yes.
I did watch it.
You
You
did
know
watch
why?
it.
Because I was watching Turner, who is calling me at this point in time.
I bet you it's one of our special guests.
Yes, it is. I watched it when Turner was performing, and he had a great performance, by the way. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I would say there was some people who put me to sleep. I'm not gonna name names. I watched until I couldn't take it anymore, and then I just said, you know what, I'm going home.
I did say,
I think it's a good concept.
I did say I thought for the caliber of artists that had created this platform, I would have thought they would have known Caribbean people better and known that we would have needed a little more pizzazz for that first show, for it to, you know.
Someone pointed out that it was like watching American Idol.
Oh, God.
Or The Voice.
Now I'm going to have to read.
Yeah, I was just like, I said that's a bit stretchy, but you know, you never know. But I think it was a good effort for putting them out there. There's some artists who did exceptionally well, and there's some artists who just really, you could see that COVID really took a toll on them because they're not as active. The breathing exercises, you could see that they were doing, if they were doing active concerts, they wouldn't have the issue.
I do hope that part of her platform is some of the stuff we talked about today, with like assisting these artists with their business and guiding them and providing them that, you know,
that outlet, which she did say she was going to do. So the next thing I'm going to throw in here, but probably shouldn't, but I will, because Nicki Minaj is Trini. And, you know, she was trending yesterday. She dropped a picture of her child, her little Joy. I think he's a little cutie. And she tagged it, Papa Bear, thank you so much for choosing me to be your mom. Wishing you guys a happy and prosperous new year. Thank you for your love and support throughout this journey. It means so much to me. Becoming a mom is by far the most fulfilling job I've ever taken on. And sending me love to her superheroes out there who are moms as well. It's a cutie. We'll post a picture.
You know what? A lot of people think that people are saying it looked just like Nicki. I see the eyes, but I think that the child looked very much like his father.
Stop saying it.
I'm sorry. He. You know what? That's the politically correct thing now. They look like their father. Lord, nobody killed me now.
No, but that just sounds crazy when you have to say they, this, and that. But that's a different topic.
Rondell is always getting on me because I'm always saying like these children, and he's like, "Who's these children? They're not your children."
So the last thing I want everybody to look out is to tune out to Julian's promos, and these are some songs that I need you guys to check out. J Dell's Deserve It All, The Crazy Duck Rhythm, which features Problem Child, Nadia Batson, Lyrical, and Shout. I just want to give a special shout out to Problem Child. We did interview him on Watch Trouble just past Thursday for New Year's Eve, and he did say he was dropping his gem, and this is one of them.
That's right.
Much love and respect to the team out there as well. To Black Adan, he dropped a song called Rent Free. It's the official music video is up, and then the Maracas Bay Rhythm is also out, which is featuring Orlando Octave, Lexi, and Curls. And this concludes my entertainment report. My name is Shandy, sweet and fluff like pink cotton candy. You can follow me on Instagram at Shandy Media. On the rest of my platforms, it should be Shandy Media. If not, check out Shandy Sweet, and you'll see me there. And we're going to go back into the music, right? No.
We're going to go right back into the music when Rondell reappears and puts the music on.
I think he's entertaining our special guest here. That's why. I should have asked you to get me a coffee. Next time, get me a coffee.
You couldn't run nobody some drinks? My goodness.
But
You know
the
what I'm
coffee is what, like $17 on Uber Eats for a cup of coffee?
Yeah, Uber Eats is real ridiculous.
control.
Can I just, before we end, we end the entertainment report, yes, but I just want to point out, My Citizen app has been going off like mad, like
Brooklyn is just going through
out of pocket lately.
Oh no!
Since COVID started, but lately it's like
it's just
a
over
whole
the
nother
roof.
level. It's not too cool for y'all people to be doing all of this. I was like, go home.
And special shout out to our producer. We have to say happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to our producer, right?
Kareem.
We had this whole big surprise thing planned for you, but we have to like end it abruptly and postpone it for another time. Yeah.
You know, at least he's doing the right thing, and we have to appreciate it. He's really doing the right thing, and as far as keeping us safe here in the studio and all that. So I know you guys looking at the camera today, and he was like, "Oh, this one is missing and this one is missing," but we're actually social distancing. So a few of the members opted to stay home, and because we here know we are healthy, so we're here.
If we get even a sniffle over here, we take
it very seriously here on GMGT. So I want to commend the big man in charge for that. So you know. Today was supposed to be his birthday party. We had Zola was gonna sing to his ass today. She was gonna give him a cake today. You see? You mess up your own thing. You mess up your own. Yo, you know us here at Trouble in the Morning. We love you, Kareem. So we love you. So we was going. Hey, what's
I wish I look at
us. You know, we really had it so, but we do appreciate what you're doing for the entire station, so we must give you that blind. Big up to yourself. Big up yourself. So, thank you very much, Shandy, for that entertainment report.
Thank you.
Now, it is 11 o'clock. Our first artist is here in the building already, but I just found 5 songs online. I have never listened to these songs. Not even one time. I haven't even queued the first song. So, we're going to start there. But I did find 5 songs online. All right, and now is the time where I think we're going to do this really short.
Yeah.
Really short. So it's 3 of us. So this is a segment where we call Burst or Not. If you like the song, you're going to hear this. If you don't like the song, you're going to hear this. All right? Now, this is a segment where we take new songs or older songs that's now picking up steam, and then we bring it to the general public and we ask you your opinions on these songs. If you love the song, like I said, you're going to hear this. If you dislike the song, you're going to hear this. All right? So, welcome inside the Burst or Not segment on Trouble in the Morning. I am Rondell. Good morning to you guys. Here is the first song. This is a brand new Blacks. It's called Same Way for 2021 Soca. Let's get into it right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Ooh. Man, yeah. Belly. If you cut me, you go see blood. And if you squeeze me, you go feel the love. We are one people under the sun. One nation under the law. So who feel the black? Who feel the black? Who feel the white? Who feel the white? I don't know. But it's set till tomorrow night. Who feel the wrong? Who feel the wrong? Who feel the right? Who feel the right? Come and go. And all who feel the too bright. Let me jump up. Same way. Let me wind up. Same way. Party non-stop. Same way. Ramage Dingule Kelkete, we come to play mass. Every creed and class.
I see Roxanne Sebus.
Like a ready TV, all the love inside away. You got an accent, but we're not really different.
Shandy, you're Julian's promo. You heard this before. Burst or Not? Burst?
Jason
Gigi?
said it burst.
Christine said burst. Roxanne said burst.
Bertha said burst.
Pamela said burst. Bertha said burst.
Scott said it burst too.
How you feel, Gigi?
I like it.
Yeah?
I heard it before. But I feel like this is one of those songs. Like it's
a feel-good song.
Yeah, it's not for everything.
It's not for everything. All right, moving on. Now we have another breakout artist that came out of TNT. She came out with 2 hit songs. We talking about one of them was Tingo, and then the other one was Do That. Shout out to Nessa Prepri out there. Here's a brand new track from Nessa Prepri. This one is called She Do What Love. Here's Nessa Prepri on the Personal segment.
This is my song.
Give me more Hennessy, though I love. Hennessy, though I love. Only what the body I yard. Only what the body I yard. Give me more Hennessy, though I love.
Now that girl boost me there one time.
You're looking like you want wife me in a minute. Hold it.
I want you the chorus though.
Better go on with it. If you looking for love, it don't live it. Why you only don't the feelings? You really go drive yourself.
Shandy, how you feel about it? Bus?
You're setting aside time.
Gigi, how you feel about it?
It's a burst for me.
You said that was your tune.
Scott said this is lit, love it.
Skinny say nah. Roxanne say nah. Pamela say nah. We're even right now.
How we go with Mixcloud land? Let's see what Mixcloud
Chat is down with dancehall music.
Francis say burst. So we have 4-3 right now. She's still in the lead. What's Mixcloud saying?
They like it.
This is lit. No, still same thing. Fire flames.
Yeah, they love it.
Green said nah. That's 5 for 5. Christine said burst. Nice.
Yeah, Monique said burst
6 for
too.
5. Monique said burst. 7 for 5.
So you're just gonna keep playing it.
Yeah. I actually like the tune. I like the tune. So it got you.
But I just
Karen
be saying,
said burst. So she's saying pretty much like if you're looking for love, it don't live here now, you know. I don't know what man problem she had in 2020, but shout out to Nessa Pepper. Susan said not. Nah. So it's a tie. 7 for 7 here on Trouble in the
Are you
Morning.
gonna bring it back next week so people can decide?
Nah, we go get one more right now, and we go let it go.
Okay.
One more right now. No. So that one didn't make
so
it.
It just didn't make it.
All right. We have, you remember that Jet guy from down south somewhere there? Goes by the name of Orlando Octave. Here he is with a brand new track on Bursonat. It's called A Good Woman. Let's get into it right now.
Don't let that good woman out your life. No, a good woman, so hard to find.
I go start now.
In this time,
That was like, what, 2.5 seconds in?
Right? I haven't heard
Look,
this song.
Kareem say nah. I just usually know a song by the time it hit. Achilles get vexed with me with that. From the time the song drop, you like, how you know the tune bad? Because I know from the first impact. Karen say of what? Of course, Orlando Octave. We get
But there's certain songs that grow on you.
Fiola say no. Shandy?
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me. Orlando?
Great
Try
effort.
again, Brad.
Great effort.
That was the quickest burst. Quickest no we ever get on burst on that. All right, here's another one. MX Prime. This is Soca 2021. This one here is called Torture. Oh God, Skinny say no. Tashawn say no. God, all they do Orlando that boy. Oh God, don't do that. All right, moving along. MX Prime with Torture. This is Soca 2021. Let's get right into it. MX Prime with Torture. And we say we was bringing back Swappy this week.
Them love the carnival in a shell. And let the criminal out and bail. Them love the carnival in a cell.
They mind.
And all the criminal doing well. Not even the road, not even a soul, not even a pan. No woman to jam. I'm missing a vet. I'm getting upset.
Tashawn say no.
Carnival free. This is torture. Torture.
Kareem rocking here. This is the first bus.
Women lawyer.
Shandy.
I like it.
Gigi.
I want to hear a different song on this rhythm. I love the rhythm.
We talking about this
This
song.
song.
here,
This
Pablo.
song.
But that's why I want to
Listen,
like
we
it.
gonna get that now.
That's why I want to like
Francis
it.
say no. Tishawn say no. Total fail.
Oh my God.
Isaac put in all caps. No. What's Mixcloud saying over there?
Let me see. See, Scott says this is hype. Bertha said it's a no. Jason said it's a no. I'm telling you, it's like I want to like it. There's elements of
Tishawn
that.
saying listening to the Torture. Wow. Pamela say bus. Christine say bus. Aisha say nah.
You see,
Monique say
the voice
nah.
of God said it will grow.
Roxanne said nah.
I think it will grow.
Fiola said nah.
That's like the goddess
So-
I want to hear another song though on this rhythm. I want to know if it's just the rhythm that's getting me hype or if it is a slow grow for me.
If you have to listen to the rest of the rhythm to find out if a song on the rhythm is not good,
Then the song isn't good.
thank you very much, Randy. Very much. I appreciate you. All right, Christine said the rhythm is nice. Now, moving on. Here we have the queen of trending with the CH.
Yes.
All right. This is a brand new fair and it's called Take Me Back. Now, I believe this song was produced by Mevon, a producer that we had on the show here early on. Shouts to Nikki G and Shandy from the Watch Trouble team for bringing that artist to us. The producer, actually, right? Shout out to Mevon. This is a brand new one. Fayan actually wrote the lyrics on this song, so I want us to pay close attention to the lyrics. This is Burst or Not. Rondell, I'm here.
I'll take it back, go back in time. I'll take it back, go back in time. I'll take it back, wanna go back in time. Wanna go back in time. Okay, hey, every fete that I didn't dance in, every song that I didn't sing, every mood that I left in wanting, every vibe that I didn't bring, every
Great rhythm. Good job, Mevon.
every round that I didn't swing, every time that I didn't shake, every mistake, everything that passed me by, everything I didn't try, I'll take it back. Hey, I'll take it back. And
This is great music for when you're in the car on a Sunday, driving with the roof off and taking the sea breeze in.
But did it burst or not?
Perfect for that moment.
Did it burst or not?
Not for me. It's a no for me, dog.
Gigi?
Yeah.
Is that no for you, dog?
It has a moment, but it's
Kareem says a no for him, dog. Roxanne say flames. Monique say flames. Tishon say not a radio song, but good vibes. Bus. Pamela said have to grow, so she's on the fence. So usually when we do this, we do this. We give a half. Skinny said it's good, but I don't need to hear it ever.
Oh boy. More Fire said he likes it. Scott said he liked it as well.
All right, so that's two bursts.
All the steps that I didn't take, all my body that I miss on every.
Well, there goes Trouble in the Morning being on Trending Network at 9 a.m. But there goes that. Now, for the bonus track, right?
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
Are you laughing already? You got
I
me
know
worried.
exactly where we're going with this one.
Uh-oh. I'm lost.
Nida Mark King said, "All they stop it. All they know this is alright, bus." Christine say nah. Fela say nah. All they go do Fian like that, right? They go do Fian like that.
I don't know, maybe
right?
when I'm having a female moment, I'm feeling miserable and I blast out in my house and then, you know, and I try to I don't know, maybe.
Fian like that, man.
I'm telling you, it's a drive.
That's what I'm
I
saying,
just don't know
yeah.
why Fian thinks she can sing. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Tisha, what you doing to we?
No comment.
She said keep diving off the stage, Fian.
Oh my God.
Let me move on. Now this one we put in last week because not a lot of it actually dropped sometime like 12 o'clock today, and we put it on Burst or Not the Sunday morning at 11 a.m. So it didn't get a good full 24 hours to grow. So and also Skinny wasn't here. Skinny wasn't here last week to vote on it. So let's do this one. Here's our good friend Swappy with God is a Trini.
Swappa tan tan tan.
I'm with that one.
That's a burst for me.
Watch Kareem now.
The tide is high, I know. I'm on it very slow. They checked in the fire, yo. Car payment and mortgage due. You don't know what you go do when the landlord calling you. Furniture yes, no answer so. Outside building 22. I remember the
Marsha Sebus. Rain say now.
Water flowing. Yes, I know how it is. Please don't take it down. 365 days, I say. God is a trillion. God is a
Roxanne, Christine, Karen said grow on me, boss. Francis said no. Sonny said yeah. Monique said no. Karen said I like the message. Nida said boss. Jamila still say no. Shusha say happy new year to Swappy, boss. What's over there again?
So Mixcloud says no. Jason says no. Bertha says no. Warfire said bus, I think. I said no.
Swappy underrated. This bad. Bus.
Susan said it's
pumping now.
Yeah.
Bus. yeah.
She said she hear it loud on the speakers over the holidays.
Please don't take it out.
It's a tune that you really need to hear. You ever been to like Labor Day, right? Say when Miami Carnival or something, and you're listening to a tune in your little AirPods, you're listening to a tune on your little stereo. But until you're in your costume and you stand up behind that 40-foot truck and that bass started you.
May I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just want to speak on behalf of the other islands that are not Trinidad and Tobago.
But God is
can I just say, well, he should have said that in the song.
Why would you say God is a Vinci and he's a
He
Trini?
could have said God is a West Indian or something so. You understand? People cannot relate to it if they're not from Trinidad and Tobago. If a Vincentian made This Island Is Mine, let's say Skinny Fabulous made This Island Is Mine, it wasn't, oh, yo, this is the best song. You would never hear Trinidad say, oh, it's the best song out. No. You guys are like, oh, it has to grow on us.
No, we would say it's a good song, and then we would remix it into our own
But you see, why? The thing is
so
this.
why the rest of islands can't do
so
that?
I'm glad we're bringing this up. We just had an interview with Anson Pro, and we just stated
we can't
why
come
we
together.
cannot come together. If he, Swappy, wrote West Indian or Caribbean is a Trini, the Caribbean man is a something.
Why y'all can't come together and embrace Trinis?
Exactly.
Why Trinis can't embrace everybody else?
Gigi, hold this.
Voice of God, get the mic. Come on, speak.
Hold that, Gigi.
Voice of God, come inside this conversation now.
That, Gigi. Pamela said grow on her bus.
Can you imagine?
Sugars, we don't have any road or costume to let it grow on us. Exactly.
The beat is nice. I'm not gonna lie. The beat is nice. I like the message in it, but it just rubs me wrong every time I meet that part where it says, God is a Trini. Like, come on.
Shandy.
You one of those that go to the back when all the Trini songs let's play?
Shandy, have you ever had a Trinidadian ex?
Moving along.
That's why. That's why. That is exactly why.
Now we know what it is.
Now we know what it is.
Moving along.
Pamela said, nah, he's a Trini. They'll always copy anyway, so sing it with your country. Amen, Pamela.
Yeah, Marsha said this song is about Trimbago. It's like Trini to the bone. No matter what goes on in that country, he is still thankful.
All right, Marsha, it's nothing like Trini to the bone, but yes, I understand your point.
Exactly. And then when Trini to the bone came out, it's you're leaving everybody out. This is the point to the story. You want to be inclusive. You cannot make songs like this.
Out. It is not leave.
I am not from Trinidad. I am not from the Beatum. I am not from Port of Spain.
Oh, well, sing it in your language.
I cannot. I speak English, so I cannot relate to this song.
Sing it in your love language, in your country language, your pride language. Then if that's the case, sing God is a Vinci and wild out with his tune.
A Grenadian can't say God is a Greens.
Yeah, he can say
God is a Greens. Well, you could say
God is a Grenadian.
What about God is a Bajan? God is a Bajan.
We converted Sonny. Sonny loves it.
Let me tell you something. Swappy, if Swappy is listening, Swappy, you need to remake it where it includes everybody. That way we can make an album to make it up to to make soca a whole.
Proud. We are Trini proud, Swappy, and I appreciate you for going the route that you go. Do not be afraid to put out your music, Swappy. That is all I said. You understand? Big up to that. No real talk.
No, it's like when they put Jab Jab on your tombstone. If we didn't like that,
exactly.
we would say put soca on your tombstone.
But then you have Trinidadians who saying Jab Jab come from Trinidad.
But Jab Jab came from Trinidad.
Thank you.
What?
He was shaking his head and he stopped. He was like, wait.
You need to understand. All right. This is one Caribbean. This is one Caribbean.
Oh, now it's one Caribbean, right?
But remember, Jab Jab started in the cane fields of Trinidad and Tobago. I had a whole show on Junior George where I had to educate 400 and something Grenadians that didn't know their culture. I swear to God. Ask Junior George from right along.
So we need to do a history.
We did already.
On,
we did. We had one where Junior George and Pepsi came onto our show, and then we went over to Junior George show and I had to school them.
Nah, we on GMGT, so we need to do a show.
We need to do it again?
We need to do it again.
Watch what Kareem saying now.
As soon as Kareem can come out of his quarantine room, we gotta have this chat.
Akil said he wanna call live. Put him on the Jitsi.
Hey, big up to Akil on the outside. I know Akil is working hard like right now. Big up to Akil, man. No.
Goodness.
Thank you guys very much for tuning into the Burst or Not segment. You guys can look at it again in a couple of days on our Facebook page at Trouble in the Morning. Also, you can follow us on Mixcloud at GMGT.LIVE. All right? We get into this song when we come back. We got two beautiful artists in the studio who is going to give us a live performance to head on out. You guys go nowhere. Hey, Nicola, good morning. Fiola, Christine, Sugars, what kind of dance? But all you know my dance is how long we did Trouble in the Morning. I just, all you don't know that already. But all you know this. Listen, it doesn't matter the dance, you know. You understand? It just matter how it resonates on the backside after now, lady. You know? It is feel good now, you know. It is. I like that Nadi boy. Yeah. I like that Nadi a whole lot. The Nadi's a very big tune. So now it is like about 30 minutes before we jump out. Pull in one time. Have yourself a thing there. Our producer is gonna get you on air. So make sure one of them mic they're working. Like we talk to the artist real quickly because it's like watch me, the artist don't have energy. You know, look at table right over there, artist. The artist don't have energy. The artist don't want to throw each chair already. You know, he don't want to. The man give all a nice chair to sit on and talk to we social distance and style. But you know, you ready? Looky. So now I want to warn you before we start, right? when we talking, your camera is over there, brother. When we talking, the music in the studio is down, right? Because professional thing, a lot of people, I have a lot of artists who come through here and they was like, where's the music? I can't hear it. Right? So we just giving you a heads up. We will cut that out of the part of the interview later, but BMW, welcome to Trouble in the Morning again.
Well, like guys,
take off the mask. You're on that side, social distancing 6 feet away. Yeah, man. Let the people know that we social distancing over here.
First and foremost, everybody wake up.
Wake up to hey. Yes.
Wake up. Trouble is in the morning.
Tell them.
The area himself is in the building. Sugars, love, and respect. I kill anywhere you're there. The whole team, the whole crew. We are in the building.
That's what's up. That's what's up. BMWA, how you feeling this morning, brother?
I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? Hopefully, ladies, I'm looking sexy. You understand? And ready, you know the things that I read. I listen music over everything. Music over politics and everything else. Music we have to move.
Well, that's the other day. So, I'm going through. You have some tunes that you send us. BMWA Squat. That's on a brand new tune. Was that a brand new tune?
Yeah, man. That is the brand new tune. That is the single right now.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Big up cool and chatting up. Big family, my producer for life. You know the things that I already chat. We used to the music for the ladies. So, everybody that know me knows that it's always about the ladies. You understand? I want to say, you know, the place kind of cool right now, but you know, when the place start warm up and them things, the girls and ready for go at the gym, and ladies, you know, you gotta work out them ties and these things. You understand? And get ready for when the place open up again and we're not chipping down the road. And so, you know, that song I name Squat on it.
BMW is here, so let us know quickly what BMWA stands for.
BMWA is the acronym for Brooklyn's Most Wanted Artist. You understand? And people always ask me, well, why you say Brooklyn, why you couldn't say? Because, listen, me's a Brooklyn youth. I basically go up here. You understand? And I've been saying this, and people think I'm mad. Brooklyn need our own flag. Anyway, there's no party, nowhere, until Brooklyn people them show up. What am I say? There ain't no carnival, nowhere. Watch me. There's no carnival, nowhere, till Brooklyn people show up. We need our own flag.
BMW is here live in the building. So give us a quick a cappella, the tune there. Let we start off the thing proper the right way.
Well, first of all, before me even do that, because I see some sugar, I see two nice, sexy ladies up inside here. So before we even go there, so I can't say
them two ladies are counted for.
Them man there. Ladies, girl, you know you really turn me on. I like your independence, your style, your charm. Anything you want, you know I'll do. Cause I can't help being in love with you. Sugar, I can't tell him something. You cut checks like 50, getting up like Whitney. Get more publicity than the one Whitney. Lock it like Oprah, jump on a merger. Made your first million as a teen. Baby girl, you know hesitate. Oh, life you dictate. Full of ambition, that's like the boy Bill Gates. Sign contracts daily, you clutch like Corey. Girl, you know. Welcome to BMW Madness.
Who is the writer for all these songs that you have at this point?
I write all of my music.
For yourself?
Yeah, basically. One and two things me and Cooley Chat have definitely sat down. One of those songs is a song called Down There with me and Fambo, Future Fambo. Me and Cooley put that together. And but most of the songs I basically do my own writing. You see me?
So let the people out there know what is the acronym for BMWA.
Once again, it's Brooklyn's Most Wanted Artist. If it is the first time you see me, I'm a very multi-talented artist. I do dancehall, soca, rock and roll, and I can also rap. You understand? Big up to Walker.
No, that explains the entire dress code, because I remember back in the days when we did first meet years ago, BMW.
But I was always different.
Remember that was one of the questions I asked you. I said, Brethren, how you just dress like that, boy? What going on with the spikes and the shoes?
I was always different. No, but you know what it is though? I mean, I think as an artist, you always have to have your own niche.
Yeah.
You understand? Your image. People can identify you even though they're not hearing you.
Yes.
When you walk into a building, they're supposed to go, all right, that BMW that. You understand? Oh, all right, it's lyrical that. You understand? So it's not always being heard. Sometimes what you're wearing, how you look, people can identify and say, yeah, man, some artists, the BMW, you know? So that's always been my thing. I've always tried to just have my own liquor, you know, style, my own liquor niche.
So this is a brand new one from you here. It's called Squat Pon It.
Yes, sir.
It's produced by Coolie Chat.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me give you a good pace here and a good pitch. BMW is in the building right now on Trouble in the Morning, premiering his brand new hit. It's called Squat Pon It. Let's get into it. BMW.
Hey, yo, it's BMW, the adrenaline god. King of Beat family. Yo, me girl, let me know them brave on the body head. I never afraid. Squat, 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 squat on the body head. Come on. Hey, yo, it's BMW, the adrenaline god. King of Beat family. Yo, me girl, let me know them brave on the body head. I never afraid. Squat, 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 squat on the body head. Come on, girl. Bounce, 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 bounce on the body head. Come on, girl. Squat, 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 squat on the body head. Come on, girl. Wine, wine on the body head. Yo, them girl, you ready for the summer. Watch that one day I bounce on the homer. Come to have fun, no drama. Just go ask Sophia and Dana. Yo, sugars, y'all can speak up like a la. Them no come here fi chat na laba. Yo, shabba ranking, ting-a-ling-a-ling, enough y'all inna the ring. Me love see the y'all them when them twerking me body head. Say it around the bedroom at me body head. I wait for one of them y'all you come squat me body head. I tantalize the y'all then cheese spot me body head. I move forward and it not turn back. Squat, 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 squat on the body head. Come on, girl. Bounce. Hey, yo, it's BMW dead. Oh, no, wake up. King of Beat family. Yo, me girl, let me know them brave on the body head. I never
One Trouble in the Morning.
Squat. Come on, girl. Bounce on the body head.
Come on, already know.
Squat on the body head. Come on, girl. One on the body head. Yo, them girl, you ready for the summer. Watch that one day I bounce on the homer. Y'all come to have fun, no drama. Just go ask Sophia and Dana. Y'all can speak up like a la. Them no come here fi chat na laba. You shabba ranking, ting-a-ling-a-ling, enough y'all inna the ring. Me love see the y'all them when them me body head. Say it around the bedroom at me body head. I wait for one of them y'all you come squat me body head. I tantalize the y'all them cheese spot me body head. I move forward and it not turn back. So squat on the body head. Come on, girl. Bounce on the body head. Come on, girl. Squat on the body head. Come on, girl. Wine on the body head.
You're in the building, are you feeling?
I see you squat on it like a brand new property. My girl, sit down on it, cock up on it, baby. Me want see you sit down comfortable like you driving a Bentley. Girl, spread up your two legs, them anywhere you see me. Me want see you get freaky from me take off the bikini. You in a World Cup like Ronaldo and Messi. Juggle these boss, me long to release like Ninja Man. Say the body head, I whip a dust the human race. And I me bed, I use me tongue body head to get the taste. She a squeeze me tight, as she no want nothing weird. Sometimes she scream, boom, wow, put it on me feet. Oh, squat, on the body head.
This is why they call me the adrenaline god.
BMW, I was telling the ladies on the panel, I said, BMW, if you see him perform live, it's just like the most energy you would ever see.
Thank you.
Let the people know quick, fast, where you're from.
I was born in the island of St. Kitts and Nevis.
St. Kitts and Nevis. Carnival just passed. What stopped the whole thing? COVID?
Yeah, man. So the whole thing was just virtual.
I know last year you did a number over there and you really got into the whole spirit of everything there last year.
Yeah, man. Definitely big up Lux Carnival for having me on the road with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, soca monarch thing, people jump. One thing we don't come to mash up the people.
BMW, you have a next track. It's called Too Bad Mind. Let us know how this one came about.
This one is the brand new track, just released. It's on a brand new rhythm out of sync. It's called the Tan Tan. And just like I say, people, music over politics and these things. Too much time, sugars. Good music pass under the radar.
Yeah.
And this is what I just preached about the other day. Wanna stop worry about where the artists come from, where the music come from, who make it, and all this foolishness. You either love music or you don't. Stop telling people what kind of music to listen to, and all this foolishness. There's a lot of music, dog, that just go under the radar because it come from that country. Right? We have to stop that. So may I tell you, this come from St. Kitts and Nevis. And the thing, mad. Sugars, you know we have ears for music, brother.
Yeah.
That rhythm are just sweet. It play. Even if you never sing on it, if the rhythm come on, you can't help but. Yeah, man, I one of them kind of thing there. I'm keeping it real. I had to sing a note. When the rhythm.
Scott.
And that kind of rhythm. Big up to the producer.
BMW
Daddy
Too
2
Bad
Sec.
Mind. Yeah.
Big up Daddy 2 Sec. That's his name of the guy that produced it.
Daddy 2 cents?
2 Sec. 2 Sec. Daddy
2 second?
Yeah. Daddy 2 Sec. Well, I guess the sec is for seconds. But Daddy 2 Sec.
Daddy remind me of 119 second man in the corner. Yeah.
I understand. He's actually a part of one of the biggest bands in St. Kitts called Small Axe Band.
Yeah.
So
okay, yeah, we know Small Axe Band.
Right, he definitely produced this track. There's various artists on it. When they get a chance, people go on YouTube, Tan T-A-N. With him.
Yo, Timmy, right? Akish. Say like the bird paper, just say Green Valley again. And we say Green Valley more than them. Yo, chat. I think my sister gonna like that one, yeah.
Give it a little pitch pan it, give it some speed pan it, think it style.
Yo, Timmy, right? Akish. Say like the bird paper, just say Green Valley again. And we say Green Valley more than them. Yo, chat. I think my sister gonna like that one, yeah. I should do. So me say, oh, Godfather, burn them with your fire, catch them in the river, cause them too fine, yeah. Yo, Timmy, right? Akish. Say like the bird people, they say Green Valley. And we say Green Valley more than them. Yo, chat. I think my sister gonna like that. I should do. So me say, oh, Godfather, burn them with your fire, dash them in the river, cause them too bad, yeah. Godfather, chill me with your power, each and every hour, cause them too bad, yeah. From the barrel reach now, them a watch you. Yo, Timmy, right? Akish. Say like the bird paper, just say.
Turn up BMW, turn up.
And we say Green Valley more than them. Yo, chat. I think my sister gonna like that one, yeah. I should do. So me say, oh, Godfather, burn them with your fire, dash them in the river, cause I'm too bad, man, yeah. Godfather, chill me with your power, each and every hour, cause I'm too bad, man, yeah. From the barrel reach now, them a watch you. From your step out now you do, cause them a chat you. From you go a park, I at them a watch you. From you step out now, them a chat. So when them see you on the street and them a try to friend you up, say move your bumbo. Move your bumbo. When them Yo, Tim.
Used to it.
Yeah.
Say like the bird paper, just say Green Valley again. And we say Green Valley more than them.
More than 4 crew.
Yo, chat.
Party turn up crew.
I think my sister gonna like that one, yeah.
Yo,
So me say, oh, Godfather, burn them with your fire, dash them in the river, cause them too bad, yeah. Godfather, chill me with your power, each and every hour.
Wanna say?
Fuck the barrel, which now them a watch you. you step out now you know cause them a chat you. From you go apart, I on them a watch you. From you step out now them a them a chat you. So when them see them on the street and them a try to friend you up, say move your bum, move your bum. When them see you not the jam and them want try come shake you and say move your bum, move your bum. Ladies, show you have a new man. Them watch you like television. Run go tell the old man how him come from Uncle Sam. Like the remote program. Show you every action. Show your love life looking sweet. That's why the sex tape get leaked. So see them on the street.
Watch out. When you the lyrics, I over here standing up just mixing it down, but I tired already.
We bring the energy and the vibes.
Yes, boy, the energy god. That's what they call. So the whole energy. What do you call yourself? The energy godson? What is it?
The name is the Adrenaline
The
God.
Adrenaline God.
Because it's an adrenaline rush, you know.
Yeah.
You can be tired and, you know what I mean? It was always like, you're just tired and you say, boy, the drum, man.
No,
and then you feel like,
no, alcohol.
and then when the song is like,
alcohol is usually do that for me. You know? So tell the people where we can find BMWA, all the social media platforms, everything.
Definitely. You can find me on Facebook.com /BMWA1, BMWA2. BMWA1 is the government, Travis Gilbert. BMWA2 is the actual artist page. But I'm more interactive with people. Everybody know that already. I'm not one of those artists who come in at the club and you jump in and kind of like afraid of people with 10 bodyguards. Sugars, you know what I think.
Yeah.
I walk in and greet everybody when I see. Show everybody love. Because I feel better than nobody. Although the difference between you and me is that God give me advice when I can sing some music and bring some pleasure to people. You see me? So you can also get me on IG, which is Adrenaline God. Adrenaline God. The adrenaline doesn't have the E at the end. You understand? So it's LINGOD God BMWA. That's my IG.
Watch out, BMW done blowing in the corner there, you know, they hear him there.
You see me? So everything good.
So big up to BMWA for passing through. I know you had
absolutely.
What else you have working on for 2021? What
Well,
do you have
right
in the
now,
pipeline?
well, right now, me and Coolish will get back up in the studio. Like I said, the Squad thing was a single that we released, and you know we're coming with a follow-up quick fast. People look out for it. It's gonna be a club banger. Chat, me can't let it out. When I can hear him, I can see him.
Whenever you're ready and you're ready to push it out, just let us know right here at Trouble Anymore.
Yeah, man, the name.
Push it out.
Chat, me can't tell them the name. Alright, the name shut down. For the people that know that they love to go party, and all of a sudden the place shut down. And you wonder, oh, the place shut down. Yeah, so just look out for that.
So leave me with this one. It's called Squat Pon It.
Definitely the single.
Hello, it's BMW, the adrenaline God. King of beef. Yo, me girl, let me know them boys on the body. I never fail.
You understand how the thing said? Without you have nobody, so support the thing, support the radio stations, support the local businesses, support everything and everybody. One hand can't clap. Turn me up, so ladies.
Wine on the body. Yo, them gyal ya ready for the summer. Watch that one day a bounce man the homer. Gyal come to have fun, no drama. Just go ask Sophia and Dana. Turn me up, sugar. Gyal a can speak up like a la. Them no come here fi chat no laba. You shabba ranking, ling-a-ling-a-ling. Love gyal inna the ring. Me love see the gyal them when them twerking. Me body head, say it around the bedroom at me body head. You wait till one of them gyal ya come squat. Me body head, that tantalize the gyal them cheese spot. Me body head, that move forward and it not turn back. So squat, on the body head.
Body now.
Bounce, on the body head. Come on, gyal. Squat, on the body head.
I already know.
Wine on the body head. Me want see you squat on it like a brand new property. My girl, sit down on it, cock up on it, baby. Me want see you sit down comfortable like you're driving a Bentley. Girl, spread up your two legs, them anywhere you see me.
And sugar.
Me want to you get freaky from me, take off the Vicky. You in a World Cup like Ronaldo and Messi. Juggle these balls, me long to release like Ninja Man. Say the body head, I rip a dusty human waist. And I me bend, I use my tongue, she a love to get the taste. She a squeeze me tight, she no want nothing waste. Sometimes she scream, boom, wah, put it on me feet, yeah. Squat, 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 bunny bunny. Pull up, sugar.
No hay place and
You're looking at the people jam.
No hay place, eh? No hay place.
You're looking at it down there.
The people jam? But you never know if I might have it on a BMW. We could always look for the people jam, boy. Let me see if we have the people jam in here, you know. And just mash up the whole place, you know.
Watch me now.
I've been a long
people
time.
See the smile on my face.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy this. You understand? This ain't work for me. This is a full enjoyment. You understand? And like I say, make sure y'all support who support y'all. Support these local radio stations. You know what I mean? We send them like ads, promoters, send you ads and these things. You understand? Support artists. Buy a music 99 cents, whatever it is, so you can continue to go into the studio. And the promoter and the producers, them can eat the food. The DJ, them can't eat the food. Because we don't make no music, nobody not eat the food.
Fact. So let me ask you this question, BMW. How could you make your music more visible to the general public? Because you just explained to them about People Jam here. And I say, let me look in the archives and see if I the People Jam here. And there is no People Jam in the archives here now. So this is a question I want to ask. I even went to YouTube. I type in BMW People Jam. Nothing. How could you make your music more visible in the future for all of us to get? Because I was telling my team the other day, I said BMW had such, if we'll ever see this man perform live, it's just something spectacular. You could stand up with that on a stage show and watch BMW and really enjoy it. But what makes you such a hit on stage rather than just commercially putting out the music?
All right, I'm glad you kind of asked for that still. Really and truly, I kind of was giving YouTube a break. Yeah, I know people like, well, you're from YouTube. Look, my problem with YouTube is just simple. I hate the dating of the music. Because as a human being naturally, you run through YouTube, you see a song from 2006. I say, yo, that song is bad. But in your brain go back, but it old. Even you as a selector, you're going to find that. It's bad enough, but you wouldn't really come out and say, boy, make me play that song now. That's what I'm talking about, songs getting under the radar. So I'm kind of like, yo, man, I've been on a YouTube thing. To me, if it come out 10 years ago, prime example, that song with me and Zola, right? If I tell you when that song come out, you'd be like, what? And that's because it's not on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. That's not a new song?
Sugars, wash my face. We did that song about 6 years ago.
Wow.
And people see my little video clip of my short with it, so and everybody gone mad. Yo, that's what my ex, I'm glad you asked that, you know. So I explain the whole thing with YouTube. Because if so you go find up on YouTube 6 years and look fine now and look that's 6 years ago, you'd have been like, but it's just a human nature thing. YouTube killing the art form to me. Who established already good for YouTube?
Yeah.
If you're up and coming artist and you had that song 2 years ago, you understand? And somebody go see it now and say that song the bad. The first mentality, yeah, but it all.
Yo,
it's sad,
but no, you're absolutely right, because I remember we have a segment here called Burst or Not where we take either new songs or songs that's now picking up steam and we add them to the program and let it play it. And I remember there was a viewer here on GMGT said, why are they putting that old song in there, boy? That song come out so long ago. Go on YouTube and look at it. It come out so... No, you're absolutely right. You have a point there, brother.
So this is why a lot of time people just be like, they can't feel anything, but I just tell them, say, listen, as long as you follow me on Facebook or IG, you always see my music them. Don't bother go look on YouTube. Because it was to determine, promoters sometimes go up on YouTube and determine, oh, well, 500 people watch it. The song not bad. Kind of foolishness that.
Wow.
YouTube
Music's supposed to be timeless.
YouTube is dictating
how the thing's supposed to set
why?
up.
That's why you see now, you start about the stage performance. I start to realize, say, all right, here what happened. I started off as a dancer. people that know me, Niger dances from back then, I was a dancer. But I used to always do this, but this was just like a hobby or whatever. Yeah, baby. Yeah, whatever. And then I finally went in the studio, and so all I did was really just bring what I used to do on stage. And I also realized, for me, it's like, okay, if certain songs I sing them now, let me in the door that way there, musically. I show them when they put me up on stage with the bigger heads them, what I can do. And that's what's really been making me get out there. Ain't so much YouTube and radio. It's when people see me. Watch me, true story. A DJ went in a King Out the studio and said, Coolie, any song you produce for the youth there, send to me email, in bad. Coolie like, what you talking about? I say, yo, that. Me see the man walk in a party, pull up a chair, so stand up on the chair, the party, boy, and just start. But the whole place turn up. And them don't know that one time song them when him sick. So just imagine, sugars, if the whole radio fraternity, DJ fraternity, they play my music. Can you imagine? I'm doing this with songs that people never hear before. My talent is my talent. Me can go up on any stage. I can tell you I do rock and roll. You understand? I done been in BB Kings. I done been flying all over the place, put the yasso. And them people, they love me. You understand what I do with? But
and
like
the name of the song with you and Zola, what is this called?
Wine Up.
Wine Up.
Wine Pon It.
Wine Pon It.
Yeah, Wine Up on it.
So as far as you say wine up on it or wine up on me?
Nah, wine up on it. What's that with this, sir?
Yeah, so let me tell you something. Word of advice on me to you. We was just speaking to a very knowledgeable youth producer by the name of Anson Pro. And he was like, get your music out there by any means necessary, pretty much. That way he said, you know, dating, it's good sometimes for people to know when your music come out so that they can reference it and say, yo, if you have people in your camp or your circle who is looking at the music as outdated, outdate them, brother.
No, but sugar, it's not my people and my circle, you know.
It's the people on the
everybody
outside.
else, you just say somebody, come there so. I'm pretty sure you didn't know the person. And them say, why you playing that? So you just prove my part. It's not my circle. My people, my fans, they love anything when I sing from since my first start singing in 1999. Not my fans. And the new people who you are trying to reach out to, I can't go sing the 99 song and tell them, yo, go look on YouTube.
Beat it, man. Beat the 99 song there. So definitely shout out to BMWA for passing through Trouble in the Morning. We want to thank you very much for coming through and make sure your talent is heard. You're always welcome here on Trouble in the Morning. It's always a good look, blessing to you. Let us know your social media and all of that one more time, B.
Definitely. Facebook.com/BMWA1, BMWA2. Find me on the IG, Adrenaline, without the E at the end, God God, BMWA. Log on to them two things so you can see every song, every video, everything. Like I said, well, Tan thing is actually on YouTube. I say, all right, boom.
Yeah.
Squat is on YouTube.
Yeah, we was able to find those
yeah,
too.
You know me I deal with, but really and truly better.
Push your music out there, bro.
You understand? My catalog right now for sure, you. I have 600 DJs in my email worldwide. 600. So now like say them not get it and them not have it. 600 in a better. You understand? All right.
Good looks, good looks. BMW, thank you for coming through for Trouble in the Morning.
Yeah, man, definitely.
We was also supposed to have Zola here, but Zola, from since the last interview, we know Zola is always fashionably late, but we are out of time. So much love to Zola, much love to BMWA. We're going to squeeze this one from Zola and get out of here. Trouble in the Morning, thank you guys a lot.
Further, I wanna Sexy. Oh, hey, hey. I want you jikanga down low, jikanga down low. Why don't come up so, why don't come up so? Jikanga down low, jikanga down low. Love on me, baby. I want you jikanga down low, jikanga down low. Why don't come up so, why don't come up so? Jikanga down low, jikanga down low. Love on me, baby. Yeah. Boy, I like the way you move. Yes, I love the way you groove. With your sexy vibe, you put me in the mood. But if you want to love me, baby, you will have to go down low. I want you to go down, go down, go down to the ground, go down low. I want you to go down, go down, go down low, go down, down low. Jump and go down low, like wine to the ground, down low. Go down low on me, baby. Go down low. Jump and go down low. We go wine to the ground, down low. Go down low on me, baby. I like when you're touching me, baby. When I'm working your body, ooh, baby, you're driving me crazy. You got it going on. You set the mood, or you behaving rude. But if you want to work me, baby, you will have to go down low. I want you to go down, go down, go down to the ground, go down low, baby. I want you to go down, go down, go down low, go down, down low. Jump and go down low, like we went to the ground, down low. Go down low on me, baby. Go down low. Jump and go down low. We go wine to the ground, down low. Go down low on me, baby.
Top of the morning to you guys. Top of the morning to you and yours. Hello.
It's not me. I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
Look at you looking at me like it's my fault. The nerve.
Well, I just had to make sure that everything work and everything in a gear. So, producer, we have another beautiful, talented artist in the studio. By way of a little bit of fashionably late.
I am so sorry. I'm still enjoying that New Year's flick, you know.
That is still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you this morning,
I'm
Zola?
great. How are you?
Let me start off by letting you know that it was such a great interview. We had you here, and I'm working on the interview right now. I'll pull up the laptop and show you, and it was just so much great content. It's gonna be really well when we're finished with it. I know I bust your chops a little bit, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thanks. You know, the last interview too was, it was really great.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad to be here with you guys at Trouble in the Morning. Want to big up to all the Caribbean massive, the soca lovers. Listen. We know 2020 been a heck of a year.
Yeah.
But we're gonna look forward to a better 2021.
Yes.
Something's gonna have to start somewhere. So I want to say big up to the Massive and crew.
So how was the new year for you? Bringing in the new year, how was it?
Well, for one, I'm alive, and I've just learned a lot from 2020. Well, for me personally, 2020 been a year of revelations, even more self-development, heartache. I have losses in my family, friends, but the new year started out pretty good. I feel like I'm getting a good energy. Yes. This year, that for 2021, regardless of what happens.
And yeah, you definitely had some catalog here, Zola.
Oh, thank you.
We was running through some things, and I even hear some songs. I say, but wait, I forget clean Zola sing that tune, boy.
Which tune that?
But I was listening to my favorite tune. I could play it for you.
Sure.
All right, go.
You're whining in my circle and jumping on me, baby. You're
Bacchanal. I just wanted to push that one out there to let you know. Yeah. That one, that's my favorite song.
Yes, appreciate it.
I remember I used to be back in the bass, but I just wish I could have just whine on here for that tune.
Yeah,
boy. That was the days, in the good old days, boy.
I know it's still good for the new days too. You know, it's still good.
Oh, that's my invitation to get. Lucky with social distancing, you know. Well, boy, we lucky. I could play our next favorite of mine for you.
Of course.
But yeah, you don't know. It's so loud. Me gone there. Take a look at me, baby. Hold me body, you calling. 'Cause I'm feeling such a stare. And my temperature rising. What do you have to offer? To have ease on the pressure. Temperature getting hotter. And they give me some water. More water, more water, more water. Yeah, give me some water. More water, more water. Hey, I need some water. More water, more water. Yeah, I need more water, more water. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna tell you. Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more now, some more now, some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more now, some more. Yes, me begging you, baby. I've been jamming for so long. No, me with me go for long. Body water for me. Yes, me need it to be strong. And me body needs fuel. For so long I've been working. Now me got to keep red. Water good for the healing. More water, more water, more water.
Yes,
You like water? You like
I
water?
like water.
You're supposed to.
I like my girls wet. Soak it up. Soak it up.
Ready again? I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna tell you. Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more now, some more now, some more. Give me some more. Give me some more.
Why you sing that one?
Give me some more. No,
You want me to sing it?
Yes, can you say it like your girls went?
You sure?
Yes.
You ready for instructions, Zola? Let me bring it from top because I give you instruction for your own song, Zola.
I don't take instructions, I give. Icy boss.
Who's the bedroom bully? Me or you?
Me.
You's the bedroom
Team
bully?
Leo, me.
For real?
Yes, for
No,
real.
we started from. So what you want me to do? Lie down?
I want to do this song, say.
Yeah? Me?
Yes.
You can go down low.
All of that.
On camera.
On camera, it's New Year's. Give the people them something good.
So that way I want to embarrass myself so.
You will never embarrass yourself. You know
For
why?
real? Why?
Because you're so treaty.
That's exactly it. Zola is in the building. We get into the new song. It's called You Alone.
Boy, I like the way you move. Yes, I love the way you groove. With your sexy vibe, you put me in the mood. But if you want to love me, baby, you will have to go down low.
I realize.
I want you to go down low, down to the ground, go down low, baby. I want you to go down low, jump and go down low, like a wine to the ground, down low.
Let me tell you something. Trouble in the morning, everybody locked on. If you not like soca, something wrong with you. Nice. Sexy.
That bump
Turn
is
it up
dangerous,
down.
though.
It wet.
Yeah.
I want you to go down low,
Zola is in the building. Trouble in the morning.
love on me, baby. I want you to go down low, when I come up, so when I come up, so you can go down low, love on me, baby. Yeah. Boy, I like the way you move. Yes, I love the way you groove. With your sexy vibe, you put me in the mood. But if you want to love me, baby, you will have to go down low. I want you to go down low,
pleasure to have you here in person. I like the little snapback and what's
Well,
all
I
up?
was doing me hair, right?
Oh, sell out yourself. Sell out yourself.
Technically.
Sell out yourself, and then what happened?
But because I thought it was for one.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I have time for finish up the two little accoutrements them, but it never work out. So
Sound like Shandy. Zola, tell us about the new song, You Alone. It's a beautiful track. I've been listening it. Literally for this past week here, I've been editing our interview that we had, and I've been listening to the song. And the more I edit, is the more I fall in love with the song. It have a part in this song where you pretty much hit that vocals there. Zola, if I wasn't in a relationship, you get a ring, you know. You mean?
Oh,
you got no ring, that was showing it with a girl, you know. So tell us about You Alone, how it come about.
Well, You Alone was written by Problem Child. It's produced by DJ Kai out of Barbados, the Beach Chair Rhythm. And, Problem Child, contacted me, told me he figured that it would be a good fit, which it was. He wrote the song, as I said, my version, his as well as Marshall Montano. So it's me, Marshall Montano, and Problem Child on the Beach Chair Rhythm. And You Alone is an inspirational song. It was really right up my alley because as a soca artist, as you notice, I don't really sing the chant kind of stuff. I'm more of a sexy kind of crossover international feel. When I think about music, when I think about groovy, I think about an international standard like a R&B, something that it could appeal any part of the world. So yeah, when delivering the lyrics itself, even though I didn't write it personally, we connected. So I felt like I was in love with somebody, and I killed it.
Well, I gotta tell you ain't feel like you was in love with somebody, You're still yet to tell us who you was in love with. Remember you get the flashbacks on the camera the other day? You're willing to tell me that story now or not? No? Still no?
No, I am single. I am single. I ain't even studying nobody.
How long you been single?
About 2 years.
That's not single, Zola. You're single, full stop.
But yes.
Single is when
meaning like single and not ramping.
I don't believe you.
So just because I'm Zola don't mean I can't, abstain and seek the Almighty.
Real? How that working out for you?
I always gets lonely sometimes, but it's better than dealing with evilous people,
Facts.
Yeah, because I've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot of hurt.
Right.
And so I'm just taking time to heal. And anybody that coming to me anyway, you're gonna have to have some money, okay? People hungry out here.
I almost fall up there. I hear that.
Looking at the camera and big up the party turn up crew.
Big up the party turn up crew, Zola sister. I'm thinking about you, baby. Oh, you really drive me crazy, baby. You really put it on me in the party. Like when you fire up your body, and I like it when you're whining in a circle and jamming on me, baby. You push it the tongue, yes. Big up the party turn up crew. Big up BMW, eh? Gotta say big
What's
up.
on BMW rubbing off on you, I just want to let you know that.
No.
The rubbing off on you.
That's my big brother.
Intro the new song for us, Zola.
So yes, guys, this is 2021. My first single for 2021 on the Beach Chair Rhythm, produced by DJ Kai, written by Problem Child. You Alone.
Distance, I'm tired of being alone. Long time I don't get a little hug. Long time I don't get a little kiss. Long time I don't get a little touch. Oh yeah, me body is calling for your loving. Calling, I miss your face anyways. Don't want nobody else. Only you alone can touch me, baby, and make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only
yeah. Remember for the interview, she said she was singing the song and she said, yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear that? And all are we in the studio, all are, yeah, we hear it.
Actually, but that was Problem Child idea to make sure emphasize on that,
yeah. Sola is here. This is her brand new tune. It's called You Alone on the Beach Share Rhythm. Live performance on Trouble in the Morning. Let's go.
Baby, I miss you. I miss your love. I miss you. I want it now. Baby, I miss you. And I want you to come back home. I can't take the distance. I'm tired of being alone. Long time I don't get a little hug. Long time I don't get a little kiss. Long time I don't get a little touch. Oh, me body is calling for your loving. Calling, I miss your face anyways. No one, nobody else. Only you alone can touch me, baby. And make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only you alone can touch me, baby. And make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. Whenever I'm in the mood. Yeah. You hear that? Nobody else. Yeah. You hear that? Nobody but you. I don't want nobody else. I'd rather do it by myself. I only want you to touch me. Trust me. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait.
I ain't gonna hold this whole. He's the biggest fan in the suit. No. Let me take that back. There's a gentleman here
Which one of them said that they loved me
that
last
he
time?
love you like cook food. He was showing us. Show us again what he was going to do on the glass there. Show us where he was. Just in case here. He's behind the glass case for a certain reason. But this gentleman here is in love with you. His team has reached out to Zola to come in. And really, it was just, we were fortunate enough to have our good friend Shandy here. That's
Big up to Shandy. Shandy's my girl. Big up.
Yeah, that's the reason why I think we got it first, and I appreciative of it. So you have talent.
Thank you so much.
You could, for lack of better words, you could blow girl. Yes.
Me personally, working on my own personal album, aside from, me and Problem Child's project, I just want to shout out the Vinci Massive and crew.
Yes, boy.
Right about now, last week for acting up right now. Hold it. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. I want to tell the Vinci people keep the faith. The Caribbean people keep the faith. Enjoy you alone.
Yes. Also, today is our producer's birthday. Your number one fan. His name is Kareem.
Oh, hi Kareem.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Can I give him a little...
yeah, of course.
I have a classic birthday special.
Acapella?
Acapella.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kareem, baby. Happy birthday to you.
Can't wait to hug you. Can't wait till you make me moan. Hey. Long time I don't get a little hug. Long time I don't get a little kiss. Long time I don't get a little touch. Boy, me body, body is calling for your loving. Calling, I miss your face anyway. Don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else but you. Only you alone can touch me, baby. I make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only you alone can touch me, baby. I make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. Whenever I'm in the mood, say yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear that? Nobody else, yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear that? Nobody but you. I don't want nobody else. I'd rather do it by myself. I only want you to touch me. Trust me. It's you alone. You alone, you alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's you alone. Yeah, yeah. You alone, baby. Yeah, yeah. Baby. Yeah, yeah. Only you alone can touch me, baby. I make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only you alone can touch me, baby. I make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. Whenever I'm in the mood, say yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear that? Nobody else, yeah, yeah, yeah. You hear that? Nobody but you. I don't want nobody else. I'd rather do it by myself. I only want you to touch me. Trust me. Nobody else.
Yo, Solar. This one here. There's it or no? Answer me this question. Like, you remember that feeling you got when you did Wine Up on Me? When you did Go Down Low? When you did More Water? You remember that feeling that you got? What those your breakout songs?
Go Down Low was my first.
The first, yeah.
One Upon Me was my second.
And then More
More
Water.
Water was my third.
You remember that feeling of euphoria? Are you getting it with this tune here? Because
I felt it when let me tell you what the feeling is like. When you see somebody for the first time and you know that you love them.
yeah.
And you're thinking about doing all types of nasty stuff to them.
Ooh,
but
Vinci,
you're not sure
people
if
again,
they
bro.
love you back. But it don't matter.
Yeah.
Because you're in your own world.
Yeah.
Imagining stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
like
feels
me
like.
right now. Zola is in the building with us. BMW is here, and this is the actual tune here that said, listen, and X-Rated is the one that came up with this idea, but for some reason, X-Rated is not here in the building with us. And he's the one that came up with the idea.
Yeah,
now.
man, big up X-Rated. Always
Yes, boy,
supported.
and he said, listen, you remember that tune, boy? It came out sometime. We need to bring those two artists here. And you was telling me today that the tune really came out a while back. So we had the whole YouTube conversation. Zola and BMW. If you guys are wondering why both artists are in the studio at this point in time, this is the reason why.
I wake up in the morning, why give me something sweet? Why give me conditions, cause I know what I need. Give me something so exciting, that will make me move my feet. Give me loving for this weather.
Zola and BMW are in trouble in the morning.
I'm gonna buy a dog.
How much girl look a little wine? She want the can stop for you.
When I wake up in the morning,
Next to me.
why give me something sweet?
Yeah, get
Why
it.
give me plenty shoes? Cause
Slur.
I know what I need.
know what
Give
you-
me something so exciting, that will make me move my feet. Give me loving for this weather, cause you know what I need. I'm gonna buy a dog.
How much girl look a little wine? She want the can stop for you. Of her smile. She don't wanna buy a wine at a time. We set it's carnival time. Squeeze. How much girl me a call out the name? She come on the truck me wine out her brain. Me sing her up like burning flame. Make she know me wild and until.
I'm gonna buy a dog. Run up on it, run up on it, jump up on it, jump up on it, run up on it.
We all about to follow change.
When I wake up in the morning,
Next to me.
why give me something
BMW
sweet?
is here,
Why
so like
give me
here.
plenty sugar?
Welcome to the
Cause I
madness.
know what I need.
I know what
Give
you
me
need.
something so exciting, that will make me move my feet. Give me loving for this weather,
pass by them. She don't wanna boy a wine out of time. We set this carnival time. Squeeze. How which girl me ever call out me name? Me she come on the truck, me wine out her burn. Me string her up like burning flame. Me she know me wild and untamed.
I wanna wine up on it, wine up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it, wine up on it, wine up on it, flex up on it, flex up on
She
it.
want me wine up on it, wine up on it, wine up on it. Me better go and walk up on it, jam up on it, juke it, juke it.
Come baby, carnival day, when I'm grinding on the road. It's time for me to break bread, 'cause I ain't no walk up road. Hold me tight and squeeze me, darling. Give me everything you got. Come push me till I'm on it. Take a ride up in my spot. Yeah. Wine up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it. Wine up on it, wine up on it, flex up on it, flex up
She
on
want
it.
me wine up on it, wine up on it, wine up on it. Me better go and walk up on it, jam up on it, juke it, juke it. Yo, give me the girl never sending Son Trinidad, come me ready to go put some in. The girl seeking the length and strength, so me drink up the roots with enough nutriment. Happy with dollar wine, no one send, so me punch her, tire and leave the event. To me a wine fresh like Trident, she scream.
My baby make me surrender. Flex in the corner. My baby chicken the corner, chicken the corner, chicken the corner. My baby right on me bumper, hold on me bumper. My baby chicken the corner, chicken the corner, chicken the corner. Hey yeah, one up on it, one up on it. When I wake up in the
BMW full of energy.
You see that? How that came about? Well, they meet each other because you're from St. Kitts and Nevis. You're Vincent. Y'all meet up here.
Yes.
How?
Yes. I was doing something for my album.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished to lay down the track.
Mm.
And that time I think her song, Wine Up On Me. Right.
2009.
So them time that the dub plate them.
Yeah, I went Coolidge studio. I went to Coolidge studio to do some dub plays. So
Because everybody want a dub place. A whole heap of selector there, about 20 man pack up in the place. I wait for Zola come.
I got a lot of plates.
Wow.
So, and she was walking in. I was walking out. I say hi. She said hi. About after she left, Coolidge had called me. Because I just lay down a track. We have that song. It's somewhere there too. It's a crossover song.
Yeah.
You understand? And Coolidge came back. He was like, yo, come back to the studio. So I want you to hear something. So I walked in. I'm like, all right. He said, listen, I don't know how Coolidge had con her to get her in the booth. But Zola take over my whole song.
But it wasn't even that. You see, like when I met him, he had such good energy.
Yeah.
And you know, I was much younger then, and now today I know that energy is really important. But even then to now, he's still the same. He still have the same energy and more drive, I must say.
Wow.
And I just really liked him. So when Coolidge had told me about it, and you know, I figured it would have been a good idea because I had really, my spirit just took him. And I had a feeling that he's gonna go far one day. And even though he wasn't established yet at the time, I still wanted to do something with him because of him.
Yes.
Yeah, and his energy.
No, but you see, that is what is important in this business. We just spoke to Anson Pro about that. It's very important in this business that we help one another. You understand? And that's a good look. That's very.
To this day,
that shows a character.
Yeah, he's never disrespected me. He's the most important thing about BMW guys that I want you guys to know. Is it okay if I say your real name?
Yeah.
Your government. His government is Travis Gilbert.
But I don't see Facebook page. Yes.
All right. Anyway, the thing about Travis is that since I've known this man, he's been pushing. You would think somebody else would have been don't give up. This is over 10 years ago. Probably a month to 10. About that. I've known him.
10 years we know each other.
And even now, he's even pushing even harder. And knowing his story, like he told me a story about himself a while back, and just seeing the enthusiasm, how so enthusiastic he is about life and the music, guys. For the Lucians, them Lucia, all the Grenadans, them Vinces, them Metalayo. I have to love BMW. Energy God. Ladies, see the energy God.
Yo, but this one was a phenomenal track. I don't care how long it came out. It is new to us. And it's going to be new to the general public that listens to Trouble in the Morning, which is very vast and very wide.
Yeah,
There's also Watch Trouble Show, you know.
And actually, I want to say one more thing. This song was actually produced by Mill Beats Entertainment out of Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to say large up to Mill Beats Entertainment.
Big up the Trinis on the wall.
When I wake up in
Yeah, man,
the
definitely.
morning.
Next to me.
Why give me something sweet?
Yeah, get
Why
it.
give me plenty sugar? Cause I know what I need.
I know what
Give
you
me
want.
something so exciting that will make me move my feet. Give me loving for this weather. Cause you know what I need. I wanna buy a dog.
How which girl a looking little wine? She want the can't stop for rose up as mine. She don't wanna boy a wine all the time. We set this carnival time. Squeeze. How which girl me ever call out the name? Me she come on the truck, me wine out her brain. Me string her up like burning flame. Me she know me wild and untamed.
I wanna buy a dog. Wine up on it, wine up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it, wine up on it, wine up on it, flex up on it, flex up
She
on
want
it.
me wind up on it, wind up on it, wind up on it. Me bend over and walk up on it, jam up on it, juke it, juke it.
Come with me, carnival day. When I'm riding on the road, it's time for me to break bread. Cause I ain't no walker mode. Hold me tight and squeeze me, darling. Give me everything you got. Come pressure me till I'm on it. Take a ride up in my spot. Yeah. Wind up on it, wind up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it, wind up on it, wind up on it, flex up on it, flex up
She
on it.
want me wind up on it, wind up on it, grind up on it. Me bend over and walk up on it, jam up on it, juke it, juke it. Yo, give me the number from Central Trinidad. Come here ready to go put some dent. The guy seeking the length and strength, so me drink up the roots with enough nutriment. $100 wine, no 1 cent, so me punch her a tire and leave the ring bent. Show me a wine fresh like Trident, she scream oh.
My baby make me surrender. Flex in the corner. My baby chick in the corner, chick in the corner, chick in the corner. My baby right on my bumper, hold on my bumper. My baby chick in the corner, chick in the corner, chick in the corner. Hey yeah, wind up on it, wind up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it, wind up on it, wind up on it, flex up on it, flex up on it, wind up on it, wind up on it, jam up on it, jam up on it, walk up on it, walk up on it, flex up on it.
Zola, you remember this? Zola, you remember this?
Yeah, that actually she remember it, right?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
People, this is the song that I went in and sing the whole entire song.
Yeah.
And think of me alone. And Cooley say, come back to the studio.
Cooley set you up.
And hear this. And my whole song end up into me just get a little 2 verse.
Oh boy. And the whole song?
The whole song.
But was it a plus though?
What? Better.
Anytime you're ready, tell me.
Watch me. After this, I'm going to say, Zola, I just want to hold around her ear and see.
Let me tell you something. Zola have a voice. And I'm talking to me and you man to man. Zola not in your room. Zola have a voice. You're going to make it, wedding bells, you know. Rap here, yeah. Look, you see what I'm telling you. Hello.
It's the B to the M to the W to the A. Hey yo, Zola, pull the chat, king of big family. You know what to do, girl. It's the B to the M to the W to the A. Hey yo, Zola, pull the chat, king of big family. Do you wanna dance with me? You know what to do, girl. Do you wanna dance with me? You know I'm still girl. Do you wanna dance with me? Most definitely. Do you wanna dance with me?
Damn right, I'm staring. Me like what you wear. You know why that jeans got the jeans string up here. You got this church boy swearing, drinking and heading to a ATM meeting, scheming and dreaming about sexual healing.
Me no want go a jail.
So me open and teasing. Hear what you need is stick to the feeling. Just start the sharing. Don't leave me staring.
Do you like what you see?
You know I like what I see.
Yeah, when you're staring at me.
That was my fault singing. So I think
Do you like what you see?
You know I do, girl.
Yes, girl, send me have me confess. No one swing me lips, them straight cause your breast. Put you on your back, tear off your dress, spread your legs, them wide.
Yo, watch me. If y'all don't know me, man, I'm enjoying this right now.
Yo, for the year.
Take a breath. Take a breath, Randa.
Well, I'm basing the song booklet to it up.
Preach!
So I don't know what I know. We alcohol to go drink, yo. Zola, BMW.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you guys a whole lot
Definitely.
for coming to Trouble in the Morning. Yo, it's a pleasure. I know
Oh.
use the energy, God. It's my first time actually having a one-on-one with Zola. I've been to many of the parties that I spend my money, my $15, my $20 back in the day, and I really party to Zola. Like, your vocals are amazing. There are places for you to go in life. Just
I know.
really keep pushing, man. You know?
Yes, I just want to say, I just want to give the Almighty Father some thanks today.
Likewise.
For sparing my life and waking me up and having everybody here locked into Trouble in the Morning.
Yeah.
And everybody here, Shandy,
Gigi.
TG,
Rondell.
BMW and myself, we all alive here in Trouble in the Morning this morning. We got to give thanks for life. Big up everybody that survived 2021, the Trinis, the Vincies, Grenadans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Lucians. We can't call everybody. If you're from the Caribbean, just represent them. Most important, if you love soca, make some noise.
Yes, sir.
With the prices. I mean, on behalf of me, BMW, the King of Beat family, party turn up crew. You understand? Small island people. You see what I deal with? I just want to say also, give thanks to the Almighty Father. Because those of you who know my story, 2015 almost wasn't here. So, we give thanks for life. I deal with that, we're there. And we are continuing to push the music. Like I say, just go to iTunes, whatever, it's only 99 cents, download the song so we can continue to the music, so the DJ can continue to play, so the promoter can hire we and them and the party then can continue. That's how it works. One hand can't clap.
Definitely. And I want to say, everybody, you can follow me on Instagram at Zola Music. That's ZOELAH Music. Check out my SoundCloud at Zola Music. And remember, You Alone for 2021 and beyond. All my songs are now available on all platforms, so you got to check that out. Big up to Problem Child and crew. Big up to the Vinci Massive, BMW, and my boy. All the Caribbean crew, Zoke Soca Lovers, Zola Sister.
Tan.
I miss you. I miss you now. I miss you. I want it now. Baby, I miss you. And I want you to come back home. I can't take the distance. I've been alone.
Guys, we're tuning in Trouble in the Morning. On behalf of Gigi, Shandy, Voice of God, we're here. And we guys, we head on out. This is called You Alone on the Beat Share Rhythm. This is Zola. Such a beautiful tune.
Don't want nobody else. Only you alone can touch me, baby, and make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only you alone can touch me, baby, and make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. Whenever I'm in the mood, yeah. You hear that? Nobody else, yeah. You hear that? Nobody but you. I don't want nobody else. I'd rather do it by myself. I only want you to touch me.
Guys, we just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for tuning in. There's going to be no more additional shows for today. We're taking some time off to get some New Year's Eve stuff going on and just make sure we're all set for the new year. We are going to have certain programming that's going to take place next week. Not every show. Stay tuned to our social media pages on GMGT.LIVE to find out all that information. But we'll see you next week. Have a great afternoon.
Don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else but you. Only you alone can touch me, baby, and make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. You put me in the mood. Only you alone can touch me, baby, and make me feel so good. It's you alone I want, baby. Whenever I'm in the mood, yeah. You hear that? Nobody else, yeah. You hear that?
good time. Delivering the best.